Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Yang berusaha Encik Zainal bin Ismail, Timbalan Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Gombak, Sektor Pembelajaran. Yang dihormati dua orang panel pada hari ini, Encik Hasanul Abidin bin Yusof, Puan Ezlin Faizura binti Farid. Yang dikasihi pasukan Unit Sumber dan Teknologi Pendidikan, Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Gombak, para guru dan para pelajar sekalian. Okay, so actually please allow us, alright, to use both Bahasa Melayu and Bahasa Inggeris during this session. Okay, I am Puan Hazami, the Language SIC Plus Officer of Gombak District Education Office, as the moderator for today's program Emerging. So we appreciate your taking time off your other activities in order to be with us. I hope everybody is doing fine and stay at home. Be with us from now till the end of the program. Okay, before we begin, all right, I have a few housekeeping notes, all right. So first one is that make sure your mic is off. You can ask questions by typing in the chat box without interrupting the presentations. I would share with the speakers, some questions that being posed. Furthermore, we have a Q&A session after the presentations. The attendance and e-certificate link would be shared, all right, in the chat box later before the end of the session. So be with us till the end of the session, okay? Now, before we proceed, we would like to start this program with a prayer. Therefore, I invite Ustaz Abdul Ghani bin Muhammad Sanusi, the officer of Gombak District Education, to recite the prayer. Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Segala puji selayaknya untukmu, ya Allah, Tuhan sekalian alam. Selawat dan salam ke atas junjungan besar Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kaum keluarga baginda serta para sahabatnya. Ya Allah, ya Hayyu ya Qayyum, sesungguhnya kami menadah tangan pada hari ini bagi merafakkan kesyukuran dan penghargaan terhadap-Mu di atas kurniaan-Mu yang tidak terhingga, dan dengan izin-Mu jua kami bersyukur kerana Engkau mengizinkan kami menghadirkan diri, emosi dan roh kami sehingga dapat menyempurnakan tugasan dan amanah kami dengan jayanya pada hari ini. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim, kurniakanlah kami kecintaan dan keinginan, kecenderungan penuh ikhtiar dan dedikasi untuk mencapai kecemerlangan sepanjang hari ini. Ilhamkanlah dalam fikiran kami, ya Allah, idea yang kreatif, positif, proaktif dan inovatif. Semarakkanlah dalam jiwa dan minda kami keazaman dan komitmen yang tinggi. Kurniakanlah kami kesihatan dan kekuatan fizikal serta minda, semangat dan daya juang. Eratkanlah silaturahim di kalangan kami. Semoga dengannya kami dapat menyempurnakan tugasan kami bagi menghasilkan pendidikan yang cemerlang dan diteladani serta mampu menuju ke mercu kegemilangan. Ya Allah, ya Karim, ya Aziz, berkatilah program dan usaha kami pada hari ini dan hari-hari yang bakal kami lalui. Rahmatilah jua perpisahan kami selepas ini. Jauhkanlah kami dari segala musuh dan penyakit yang berbahaya serta wabak macam nyawa. Kurniakanlah kepada kami, ya Allah, rezeki yang halal, kesihatan yang berpanjangan, zuriat dan generasi yang beriman serta segala kebaikan di dunia maupun di akhirat. Allahumma inna na'udzubika minal barasi wal junun wal juzam wa min sayyi'am. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadza jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you very much, Ustaz Ghani. And next, all right, we also want to hear an introduction speech by Mr. Zainal bin Ismail, Deputy of Learning Sector of Gombak District Education. So please welcome Mr. Zainal. Okay, over to you, Mr. Zainal. Can you hear me? Okay.
Okey, baik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera and a very good morning. Terima kasih kepada Puan Hazami, SISC Plus Bahasa Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Gombak, yang saya hormati barisan penceramah yang kita jemput khas, Encik Hasanul Abidin dan juga Puan Izrin Faizura. Selamat datang ke sesi YouTube Spm Cefr Emerging. Jadi pada pagi ini kita sasarkan calon-calon ya, bagi calon SPM 2021, satu sesi perkongsian bagaimana kita nak kongsikan daripada penceramah yang hebat Sir Hasanul dan Madam Izlin tentang tips and tricks for answering SPM English Language for Paper 1 and Paper 2. Jadi pertama kali saya nak ucapkan, saya sampaikan dulu salam takzim dari Tuan Haji Syajoli bin Mahdul, our KPPD Gombak. Beliau menyokong penuh usaha yang dilaksanakan oleh SIC Bahasa dan juga JU Bahasa ni. Jadi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, bagi anak-anak murid calon SPM 2001 yang mengikuti secara langsung pada YouTube pada pagi ini, manfaatkanlah perkongsian yang daripada penceramah hebat yang kita bawakan ini, itu Encik Hasanul dan Puan Izlin. Semoga perkongsian pada pagi ini dapat memberi manfaat kepada khususnya calon-calon anak SPM 2021, walaupun kita tahu SPM 2021 akan berlangsung pada tahun 2022. InsyaAllah kami di PPD Gombak mendoakan yang terbaik untuk anak-anak SPM 2021, dan juga di sini saya ingin menyampaikan ucapan terima kasih kepada pasukan USTP PD Gombak, tim teknikal yang membantu kita melaksanakan program pada pagi ini. Semoga usaha yang kita laksanakan ini diberkati dan dirahmati Allah, insya-Allah. Jadi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anak-anak murid calon SPM semua, saya pun tidak berhajat untuk cakap panjang. Semua harapan kami supaya anak-anak murid semua dapat mengambil dan mencatat segala ilmu yang dikongsikan pada pagi ini, bukan untuk siapa, untuk kepentingan diri anda semua. InsyaAllah SPM tak jauh, kita dikabarkan pada bulan 10 nanti sekolah sesi bersemuka akan dibuka. Jadi manfaatkan masa yang ada ini. Sekarang pun dah nak masuk bulan September, insyaAllah. Do the best. Good luck untuk SPM 2021. Semoga kejayaan milik anda semua. Jadi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, daripada saya, sekian saja. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Back to you, Puan Azami, to proceed our program this morning. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you very much for the inspiring speech, Mr. Zainal. Okay, now, actually we have two incredible teachers, yeah, who share tips and tricks on answering SPM English Paper 1 and Paper 2 questions. Alright. Mereka ni mempunyai pengalaman yang luas menanda kertas soalan bahasa Inggeris. Jadi diharapkan ya semua pelajar yang hadir bersama pada pagi ini yang mengikut sesi pagi ini ya mengambil kesempatan boleh bertanyakan soalan dengan menaip soalan dalam ruang chat di sebelah kanan anda dan tak kiralah dalam bahasa Melayu atau bahasa Inggeris. Alright. So without further ado, let's welcome the first speaker, Sir Hasanul Abidin bin Yusuf, who currently guru kandang mata pelajaran SMK Taman Selayang. Now, let me introduce him, okay, a bit more. Okay, dia merupakan panel untuk webinar on creative pedagogies for online teaching and learning 2021. One of the English language trainers of PPD Gombak. And he is one of the writers for Sisipan Akhbar Berita Harian for Bahasa Inggeris SPM. So we are lucky to have him on board with us, okay, to share the tips, okay. So in terms of the years of marking English papers, he actually has 10 years, okay, experience. So without any delay, please welcome Mr. Hasanul Abidin bin Yusuf.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Okay, thank you Puan Hazami yang berusaha Encik Zainal bin Ismail, Deputy of Learning Sector, Gombak District of Education Office. I would like to thanks technical team of Unit Sumber dan Teknologi Pendidikan PBD Gombak. Puan Ezlin Faizura, okay, my colleague, okay, she will share all her how to say she will present slot, sorry quite nervous here. Okay, she will share everything that she knows, okay, after my session. Okay, teachers over there, pupils and all viewers. And frankly, it is an honor to be invited in such a valuable session and sharing. And as what Puan Hazami has told us just now, okay, if anyone has question, all the question will be attended at the end of the session. Okay, let me share what I am going to do for this session. Okay, I am going to explain and share. Okay, I'm not going to teach. Okay, I'm going to share what I know for paper 1. Okay, SPM 2021. As you know that this is the first time we are having the new format. Okay, the KSSM aligned with CEFR. Okay, maybe some of us do not know why. Okay, the rationale of us embedding or including the international syllabus with our KSSM. The thing is, before this, okay, we do not know if let's say that we want to compare ourselves, okay, the English proficiency of the Malaysian with other people in other places, okay, in other countries. So this is where the CEFR come because we are using the same curriculum. Okay, because we are using the same curriculum, and in terms of comparison, we can compare our proficiency of English worldwide. Okay, that is why. Okay, that is the rationale of applying CEFR in our curriculum. Okay, now, okay, this is my what do you call it? My presentation. And as you can see here, okay, this is the first step to leap further higher. Okay, everything need to have its first step, including my sharing now. Okay. Okay, what are we going to do? Okay, what are we going to achieve by the end of my sharing? Okay, first, we are going to you are able to identify the important ideas of the paper, okay, and then identify the format of the paper, okay, which actually are quite different than the previous syllabus or curriculum. Okay, tip and guides. Okay, inshallah I will share the tips and guide how to answer the question, some example. Okay, but then maybe not tutorial lah. Okay, because we are not going to have what do you call that, two-way conversation. But then, okay, I would like to share the bahan, the material with all of you. Maybe you can find the link in the live chat, okay, where the technical team will pin it, okay, in the live chat over there. Okay, and then, okay, this is only a revision for all of us. Okay, what paper one is about? Okay, paper one is about reading, test on reading skill, and how far do we able to apply the language, especially grammar. Okay, and we can see over here. Okay, this one I took from the lembaga peperiksaan straight away. Okay, okay, lembaga peperiksaan saya ambil terus ni. Okay, the component. Okay, the first paper is reading and the use of English, and the time is 1 hour and 30 minutes. And this paper consists of 5 parts. Okay, first part 3 option means that soalan yang mempunyai pilihan jawapan 3 option. Okay, A, B and C. And then the second one is 4 option MCQ closed passage, where you have a gap sentence or words, okay, gaps words there, and then you have to find out, we have to find out what is the suitable or accurate words to be put there. Okay, for part 2, it is actually heavily on grammar. Okay, part 3, okay, 4 option MCQ longer text. This is regarding the comprehension question. We are given long text to read, and based on the long text, okay, there are question where we have to answer. And then after that, okay, now part 4 and part 5 are the tricky one. Okay, so I'm trying my best to explain to you how to cater or how to secure marks for part 4 and part 5. Okay, part 4 is the gap text, okay, where you have 6 options. Okay, 6 option, but then there are 2 option which are fake. Okay, people say as fake nowadays okay, to make the test difficult, more difficult lah, sikit je. Okay, and then lastly, okay, part 5 is matching and also information transfer. Okay, as we can see, all these 5 part, there are some similarity with the previous papers, with the previous curriculum. Okay, and actually if you want to do some practices, okay, we can take the previous papers okay, and practice, because everything are quite the same. Okay, and also in terms of the testing focus, okay, the testing focus, if you look after this, I will explain to you. Okay, I will share with you, I will show you the testing focus are actually similar. If you look paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 and paper 4, they are all quite similar. Okay, sekejap, saya lupa nak buat timing. Okay, okay, now for reading and the use of English, the number of question is 40. Okay, and one question carry 1 mark. So we don't have any mark yang kena tolak. Okay, we don't have any mark reduction. Okay, kalau tak buat ni kena tolak tak? No. Okay, we either have 1 mark or no mark at all. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, time given is 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, equivalent to 90 minutes. And the CEFR focus here is from B1 to B2. And maybe some of you are already in C1. Okay, why B1? Because if we follow according to the CEFR level, okay, the global descriptors of the CEFR, okay, form 5 student, okay, you are expected, ini kita panggil expected, you are expected to achieve B1 high, okay, B1 high level, okay. And then B1 high level, inshallah after that, okay, with a lot of practices, okay, you use English every time or when you want, okay, keep practicing everything, inshallah you can be B2 speaker, and okay, there is a possibility for you to be C1. Okay, siapa C1? English teacher, C2 English lecturer, and even English teacher they also have C2 English level. Okay, so actually for language, what do we have to do? Practices. Okay, berlatih. Okay, now, okay, this is for part 1. Okay, as I mentioned to you just now, we have three multiple choice question, three option multiple choice. Okay, for short text. Okay, how many question? 8 question only. 8 sahaja. Okay, what kind of format this question is? Okay, 8 short text, and then each text followed by 3 option multiple choice question. Okay, it means that one text after the text you have question, and then followed by 3 question, 3 multiple choice. Okay, ada pilihan jawapan. Okay, now this is the main focus of part 1. And I believe all English teachers, okay, all English teacher and also student, before we start our lesson, your teacher, okay, including me, okay, will explain to you what is the objective of our lesson. Okay, kita panggil apa? Sasaran. Okay, the objective of our lesson. Okay, this one, okay, this focus, okay, the main focuses here are taken from the SOW. Okay, dekat mana? Dekat learning standard. Okay, because from the learning standard, then we come up with our own learning objective. So from this one, okay, if we know that, and I believe that all teachers and students, you are familiar with this. For reading, these are some of the learning standard that we need to teach our student, and the student need to achieve. Okay, the first one. Okay, this is only for part 1 first. Okay, first of all, for them, for the student to be able to understand and identify the main point of the text. That's why this is going to be tested. And under number 2, understand the specific details. Okay, specific details. The first one, main point. From the text, from the short text, we try to identify, or we identify the main points. For number 2, identify the specific detail and information. And then lastly, guess the meaning of unfamiliar words. Only 3 focus. Okay, only 3 main focus here. Okay, for 8 question. Okay, in terms of weightage, I am sorry, I do not know. But then these are the main focus. So that's why when we have our reading lesson, okay, students, okay, where you have our reading lesson, okay, try to find all this when you read, beside doing the activities in the download textbook. Okay, now let's take a look at this, the sample task of part 1. Okay, the sample task of part 1. The question is, the purpose of the advertisement is. Now, if we look at the text given, okay, it is very short, and the text is about tea, okay, and the name of the company is Good Morning Tea. And what the Good Morning Tea did, or the purpose of Good Morning Tea posted this in the newspaper, or posted his or their advertisement in the newspaper. So for this first part, okay, sorry, for this sample task, actually the question tests us on the main idea of the advertisement. So that's why when we read the whole text here, then after that we need to know the main idea, the whole idea of the text, of this short text. Okay, so the purpose of the advertisement is A, to introduce a new product. Is it? Okay. B, to tell the consumer how to identify good tea. Is it true? Or C, to improve the sales of tea from the highland. So now, after we have read the question, then it's time for us to find the keyword of each sentence. Okay. Number 1, the question asking us to find the purpose. Okay. Number 2, A, the keyword is new tea product. B, tell consumers and also good tea. And C, improve sales. Okay, improve sales. Those are the keywords. Okay, now what we have to do is we read the text. Okay, tea is a work of art and requires a master to draw out its best qualities, claims Okakura on his book, on his famous book of tea. Okay, this is only a statement. Okay, to make the sentence, to make the advertisement longer, because we need to have an introduction first. So we know that the text is about tea. Okay, and then this is the text, the original text. Okay, we are the Good Morning Tea Company, follow the same tradition. What tradition? This one. Tea is a work of art and requires master to draw out of its best quality. Okay, allowing three drinkers to appreciate the art of tea in its purest form. Okay, now, so this is the purpose, is it? Or is it just only an elaboration? Okay, and then with characteristic of the finest Highland tea, our latest tea has been perfected. Okay, now the keyword is our latest tea has been perfected. This is the keyword for the whole text here. So which one? Is it A, B, or C? Okay, A, introduce new product. Is it similar with latest tea? So you can see here, English, okay, for paper 1, the language shows, sorry, not to say language shows, they are playing with vocabulary, they are playing with words. Okay, dia bermain dengan perkataan. We know that there are some words that share the same meaning, right? So that's why the question is written like this. Okay, is it B, to tell consumer how to identify good tea? Yes, it mentioned here. Okay, appreciate the art, then we able to find the good tea. But then it is not so accurate, because only we appreciate when we drink it, not identify the good tea yet at the moment. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, C, to improve the sales of tea from the Highland. Is it mentioned in the text? Okay, is it mentioned in the text? Maybe yes, maybe no. But then we can find the whole idea here is to explain and to tell that the Good Morning Tea Company has created new product. Okay, new product, or the new tea product. So the answer is A. So now for sample task here, okay, it tests on the main idea of the advertisement. Okay, I will be giving you another what you call that example or sample task later on. Okay. Okay, now what is being tested in the question that you have just seen just now? It is only to understand the main point in text. Okay, but then it doesn't mean that the whole question tests only for understanding of the main point. No. Okay, just now I showed you the three main focus. So from all question, from the 8 question, maybe some will test one part. Okay, each part of it. Okay, now moving on to part 2. Okay, part 2, the question, okay, how many questions? There are 10 questions. Okay, there are also 4 option multiple choice. Okay, and then what kind of format is it? A text with 10 items removed. 10 items removed here means 10 words removed. Okay, and then you are given 4 possible options for each item. Okay, now let's take a look at the sample, or before that. Okay, the main focus of part 2, there are only 2. Okay, which you are also have been exposed. Okay, telah diajar. Okay, the first one is guess the meaning of unfamiliar words. Okay, guess the meaning of unfamiliar word from clues provided by other words. Okay, this is what we call you try to identify the meaning. Okay, try to identify the correct vocab or vocabulary used, okay, by the help of other word used in the text. Okay, maybe before the text or maybe after the text. So this is that is one of the ways lah. Okay, and then number 2 is recognize the typical features of word, sentence, and text level. Okay, the typical features here, it is also includes the what kind of text they are using. Is it okay? There are a lot of type of text. Okay, for example, story, maybe a review that you learn that in the writing and review, report, article. What else? Is it conversation? Maybe. Okay, maybe these are some of the text that will be used. Okay, and then we also need to find the typical features of the word. Okay, based on the text there, from the text we know that what kind of tenses of obviously the first thing that we need to know is the what kind of tenses they are using. Okay, we know that when people write an article, okay, when people write an article, okay, for example, sharing information, we are using timeless present tense or present tenses. When people write a report or a story, they are using past tenses. Okay, and then when they are writing a review, also past tenses because they are recounting based on what they have experienced. And then one more thing is what kind of text is it? For example, like they are writing a report. A report about what? A report about nature, a report about activities, a report about school activities, a report about a sports tournament. Okay, from that we know what kind of word used. Okay, the registered word. Registered word here refers to what are the words what kind of words that usually used in that particular type of text. Okay, I always explain to everyone like this. Okay, let's say that the text is about playing football. Okay, so we need to know what are the registered words that are related to playing football. Okay, for example, we need to know red cards. Okay, these are some of the words, okay, related to playing football. Red cards, offline, and then goalkeeper, midfielder, striker, okay, referees, equalizer, okay, first half, second half, aggregate, okay, placing. Okay, so these are the words that are related to one particular type of text. If you talk about holiday, okay, so what kind of word that are related to holidays? Okay, journey, okay, by bus, by car, travel agency, okay, ticket, okay, budget, luggage, okay, and then happy, okay, tired, okay, food, makan, okay, food. What else? Experience, okay, taking pictures, okay, long journey. Did I mention long journey? Did I mention it again? Okay, dah lupa dah. Okay, so those are the word that related to holiday. So this is what it refers. This is what actually related to main focus number 2 just now. Okay. Okay, I hope that you understand. Okay. Then next one. Okay, next one. Okay, this is sample task of part 2 text. Okay. And for your information, this is only an extract of part 2 task. Okay. And it show only 2 questions out of 10 gap words. Okay. Please look closely at the question and I hope that you can see it clearly. Clearly. Okay. what do you think the answer for number 9 and number 10? Okay, please take few moments to find the answer. Okay, only for number 9 and number 9 and number 10. Okay, kejap Okay, boleh tak nak minta tim teknikal postkan link sampel soalan yang saya ada bagi dekat chat. Okay, yang itu nanti murid-murid dan juga cikgu boleh download lah. Okay, saya bagi link daripada tiny URL. Itu dia, alhamdulillah. Okay, dah ada kat situ. Okay, teachers and student or viewers, okay, you can download the questions, okay, on the link given by the USTP Gombak. Okay, ambil kat situ. Okay, now maybe you have found the answers already. Okay, for number 9 and number 10. Okay, the question is how to find the answer. Okay, now let's take a look at the text given here. Okay, the text is about pangolin. Okay, it has a title. So there are only two text type that we only have title, which are report and article. Okay, so this one is an article. Okay, the pangolin, often referred to as an anteater, okay, is an animal usually found in Asia. Okay, number 0 here, the answer has been given. Okay, why? To show the student or the SPM candidate how to answer the question. It is only an example. Okay, that's why sometimes, okay, when we do any activities, okay, based on the textbook, we need to show example so that students know. Okay, you also, okay, especially student, okay, you will identify how to answer the question based on the based on the example given. Okay, now number 9, okay, it is a gap text. Okay, it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile. Okay, it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile. It is in fact a mammal. Okay, based on the question here, okay, based on the sentence here, okay, there are what do you call that? Two type of sentence given. First, it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile. Okay, to me, I will consider it as negative because of the word mistaken. And then it is in fact a mammal. This is a positive sentence. Okay. So the meaning is, okay, the pangolin here are actually mammal. Okay, the pangolin is actually mammal, but people or human, they or we sometimes mistake it. Okay, mistaken it. Okay, we do not know or we are confused whether it is a reptile or a mammal. Okay, so we cannot use if it is a type, because if is to ask question. Okay, maybe we have to have two alternative, two choices that we use if. Okay, since it's regarding time, this is not time. Okay, or maybe because of the word because it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile, it is in fact a mammal. Okay, it is also wrong. So maybe the answer could be B, okay, bravo or delta, okay, despite and although. Okay, now we have omitted A and C. Okay, kita dah buang A dan C, so kita ada lagi dua pilihan jawapan. So then it is easier for us to find out the correct answer. Okay, is it despite or is it although? Okay, we cannot use despite. Why? Okay, this is because when we use despite, it needs something to be done with the what do you call it? With the situation of the pangolin. Okay, and then but here it is actually referring to the fact where pangolin is a mammal. So that's why the answer is not despite. The answer is although. Although it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile, it is in fact a mammal. Okay, another keyword, okay, that we can find for number 9 is actually this one. It is in fact. Okay, it is in fact here. Why in fact? Because the word before that is negative, and then when we want to how to say when we want to explain something that is contradict, okay, we can use either although, even though, apa lagi, although, even though, not however, though not quite accurate, okay, but then although and even though, yes, okay. And then okay, now let's refer to number 10. Okay, perhaps the most surprising and disappointing, okay, surprising and disappointing, these two are adjective, okay, adjective, kata sifat. Okay, about the pangolin is that it is the world's most traded animal. Okay, is it is it surprising and disappointing fact? Is it surprising and disappointing news? Is it surprising and disappointing reason? Is it surprising and disappointing information? You see, for Form 5, okay, for Form 5 for SPM, okay, the choices given are actually very close. Okay, for example, number 10 here, the answer can be, if let's say that we misunderstood, okay, we do not know the use of this word, okay, maybe we will get confused. Fact pun boleh, news pun boleh, reason pun boleh, information pun boleh. Okay, so actually, which one should be the answer? Okay, the answer, okay, I give you straight away lah. Okay, the answer is A. Okay, perhaps the most surprising and disappointing fact about pangolin is that it is the world's most traded animals. Okay, why fact? Why not news? Remember, if news, this is the new thing that we have just discovered. Okay, that is what it called by, that's what it meant by news. But this is not news, this is fact. Okay, it has been happening, or it has happened since before we know it. Or is it a reason? Okay, this is not reason. Okay, because it's given here, the sentence here show the the truth of what happened to pangolin. Okay, we can consider as information if let's say that we don't have the fact, but information is not accurate. Okay, why? Because this is not a new thing. Okay, it has been happening since before. Okay, what has been happening since before? That pangolin is the world most traded animals. Okay, this is not information, this is a fact. Okay, so the answer for number 10 is A. Okay, if you download the sample paper that I have given, okay, the USTP Gombak has pinned in the chat box there. Okay, you can download and you can get the full version of the question. Okay, then, and okay, I want to tell that that is not my question. Okay, that's not my question. Okay, and then as you can see here, what is being tested in the question that we have just seen. You see, it tests on the lexical, means the words and the vocabulary. Okay, it is actually very good if all of you are able to get or to acquire a lot of vocabulary that you know, okay, that you can think of. Okay, and then the understanding of grammar. Okay, how to identify the grammar by reading the text and understand the meaning of the text. Okay, just like what we did. Okay, we read the question. Okay, semua sekali, try to find what kind of text is it. Okay, then from that we know, okay, what the text want to tell us. And from that also we know what kind of words or sentences, sorry, what kind of word uh, that accurately, okay, that accurately or that is suitable with the gap or the sentence. Okay, now moving on to part 3. Okay, we have another 2 parts more. Lepas ni kita nak buat yang part 4 dengan part 5. Okay. Now, for part 3 is one long text with one long text, okay, with 4 option multiple choices. Okay, 8 question saya tinggal kat sini with 8 questions. Okay. It means here we have to read a long text, okay, and then based on the text we have 8 question. Okay, so it will test on our understanding of the text. Okay, senang cakap soalan kefahaman lah. Okay. Okay, so there are four main focus for part 3. Okay, ada 4 The first one is identify the main points. Okay, as we can see just now, number 1, number 2, and number 3 has been tested in part 1. Okay, and also part 2. And for part 3, everything comes together. Okay, so for part 3, the first one is for us to be able to understand and identify the main points, okay, of the long text. And then number 2, identify the specific detail and information of in the long text. Means that usually when we read long text, okay, long text, usually in each paragraph, you can identify one main point. And then in each paragraph, after you have found the main point, then you can find the specific detail and information. Usually, this is what we call as elaboration, explanation. Okay, it explains further about the main points or the main ideas. And also, we have question that related to guess the meaning of unfamiliar words. Okay, and the clue can be found from other words or from the context of the text. And lastly, identify the attitude or opinion of the writer. Okay, in terms of attitude and opinion of the writer, it means like this. Okay, when we read the text, okay, we can identify whether the writer is a boy, is a girl, is a man, is a woman, a small child, okay, and then whether the writer, which is all the one that I have told you just now, okay, whether they are happy, they are sad, they are angry, or they are confused. Okay, so that is what it meant by the attitude and opinion of the writer. Okay, based on the text. So that's why we have to read the whole text first. Then we can identify the attitude or the opinion or the feeling of the writer. Okay, the opinion here maybe refers to the topic or the things that they are talking in the text. Okay, what is their opinion, okay, about the topic discussed. Okay. Okay, for part 3 here, it is actually similar to comprehension question. Okay, and the question asks exactly follow the passage. Follow the passage here, it means like this. The first question, okay, the first question will ask the beginning of the text or the early paragraph of the text, whereby the last question will refer to the few last paragraph of the text. Okay, that is the order. Okay, susunan dia. The question ditakkan buat dalam jumble up question. Okay, for example, like question number 8. Okay, ask about the first or the second paragraph. No, ditakkan buat macam tu. So that's why it is easier for us to identify the answers. Okay, based on the question. We know that the first question for part 3, okay, it refers to the paragraph number 1 or paragraph number 2 of the text. Okay, dia takkan buat kita pening kepala. Okay, and then question in the middle, of course lah. Okay, so after the first paragraph, and before the last paragraph of the text. That is the question in the middle. Means from number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. Okay, number 3 until number 6 maybe refers to the middle section of the text. Okay. Okay, this is the sample task of part bukan part 2, sorry, this is part 3. Okay, tersilap kat sini. This is part 3. Okay. The story is about, we do not know whether it is a boy or it is a girl. Okay, but then we can see here it is, okay, this is a story. Nak cakap dia mula, this is a story. Okay, looking back on my childhood. Okay, so the writer reflect what he or she has been doing, or his or her experience when the writer is small. Okay, so I remember sitting in our small kitchen watching my mother cooking. Okay, we were, okay, from here we know that it is in past tense. Okay, we were living, because this is a story, recount. Okay, benda yang dah lepas we were then living in Ipoh, Perak. Okay, I was then 6 years old. Okay, my parents, my sister, and two brothers and I all lived, okay, together in old wooden hut. Okay, that struggle, okay, past tense again, to make a living in his coffee shop. Mom had to worry about our daily bread. Okay, daily bread here means daily meals. Okay, it doesn't say that they are eating bread. Okay, but mostly it refers to their food. Okay, and then our kitchen was simple. Okay, the earthen stove, blackened by smoke, forever greeted us with its round mouth. Okay, here it explained about the kitchen, about the stove. Why earthen? Maybe the kitchen, okay, the stove is, okay, on the floor, or it made by apa? Tanah. Okay, earthen. Okay. And then blackened by smoke, because due to frequent use of charcoal, that's why it become black. Okay, and then the shape of the stove round. Okay, my mom would start her busy daily routine in the kitchen while I would be sitting happily watching her in action. Okay, it shows here the attitude or the opinion of the writer. Okay, happily watching her in action, even though they are in poverty. Okay, I can say that because they are living in an old wooden hut. A hut, I hope that you know what hut means. Pondok kecil where there is no rooms. Okay, maybe toilet outside. Okay, maybe there is one place, one small place for the mother to cook. Okay, so even though they are very poor, they were very poor, but you can see from the word happily watching her in action means that the writer is actually enjoy looking at her mother or his mother, okay, when she cook. Okay, and then what kind of action? She would sit on a low stool in the kitchen and chop the wood with a clumsy axe. Why clumsy? It refers to the axe. Okay, maybe the axe has blunt. Okay, has blunt point. Okay, dah tumpul. Okay, or maybe the shape of the axe. Okay, and then she would place the chopped wood under the stove and set them alight. Okay, as the wood burned, the food she cooked gave off a delicious aroma. Okay, so this is actually the explanation of the action of the mother. Okay, you can read again. You can read, okay, everything here based on the, what do you call that? The sample paper that I have shared in the chat box. Okay, yang geng USTP dah share dekat live chat tu. Okay, from here now let's take a look at the question. Okay, you see it is actually similar with the KBSM format for section C. Okay, in paragraph 2, so we can refer straight away to paragraph 2, paragraph 1, and this is paragraph 2. Okay, this is paragraph 2. Okay. Okay, in paragraph 2, why does the writer use the phrase happily watching her in action? Okay, so the question asks us about why. Why what? Why writer use phrase? Why writer use phrase what? What kind of phrase? Happily watching her in action. Okay, so actually for number 9, for number 19 here, okay, the main focus of this question is specific idea. Okay, asking the specific idea. And number 20, in paragraph 3, what does the writer say about her mother's character? This one, okay, question number 20 tests on the main idea. Okay, the main idea of paragraph 3. So that's why just now I also included paragraph 3 here. Okay, because we have questions. Okay, now maybe I give you a few moments, okay, to read the text again. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's take a look at the answer at the questions again. Okay, for number 9, okay, please check your answer with me. Okay, for number 19, sorry, number 9 pula. Number 19, okay, the answer is B. Okay, bravo. Okay, she felt contented to be with her mother. Okay, that's number 1. Okay, and number 19. Number 20, the answer is D, delta. Bukan variant delta. Okay, jawapan dia D, delta. She was determined to put food on the table for everyone. That is the main idea in paragraph 3. Okay. Now, what is being tested in the question that you have seen just now? Okay, first, the main idea, of course, and then guessing meaning, okay, specific detail, and also opinion and attitude. Okay, I am sorry I cannot explain or I cannot touch on the whole question. Okay, why? Because we have limited time. Sorry. Okay, now, okay, this is the part that maybe some of us have trouble or take longer time. Okay, to do. Okay, task part 4. Okay, task type is the gap text. Okay, we only have 6 questions. Okay, the format is a text from which 6 sentences has been removed. Okay, there are 6 questions that has been removed and placed in jumble order and after the text. And then there are 2 fake texts are also given. Okay, or 2 fake sentences are also given. Sentences given to distract and make it more difficult. Okay, that is part 4. Okay, now let's take a look at the main focus for part 4. As you can see, the main focus for part 4 is similar to part 1, part 2, part 3. Okay, sama. Okay, we have to identify the main points and then specific detail again, and then meaning of familiar or unfamiliar words. Okay, and then identify the features at word, sentence, and text. Okay, this is the sample of part 4 task. Okay, saya hanya bagi sampai 29 sahaja. Okay, now The text is about a camp for future leaders. Okay, being a school prefect, I am often have to help other students to provide them with an example to follow. Okay, I have to be their role model. Last month, baru masuk cerita Last month, for the first time, my school selected me to attend a leadership camp. Unsure of what to expect initially, I left with a real feeling of achievement at the end of the camp. Okay, there are two situations here. First, unsure of what to expect initially, maksudnya pada mulanya, at the beginning. And then at the end of the camp, I left with the real feeling of achievement. So there are two situations. Okay, at the beginning of the camp and then at the end of the camp. So we know that we can identify the attitude or the emotion of the writer. Okay, and then I know now that it takes I know now what it takes to be a good leader. Okay, now the camp activities were were creatively designed to motivate and boost our confidence. For example, during the speak easy activity, we were encouraged to reveal our secret and innermost feeling. To our horror, the facilitators made it compulsory for everyone to participate. Then we have a gap here. Okay, a gap sentence. We had no choice but to build up our courage and speak up. This set the tone for future activities. Okay, for number 27 here, okay, it talks about what? Okay, we can find the clue before and after the gap. Okay, the clue are, okay, for number 27, okay, uh, we were encouraged to reveal our secret and innermost feeling. Okay, reveal our secret and innermost feeling. Okay, this is the first clue. And then number 2, okay, the second clue, compulsory for everyone to participate. Okay, and then number 3, had no choice. Okay, had no choice but to build up our courage. Okay, so I give you the first clue. Okay, the first clue, so that when we go and when we refer to the text, okay, when we refer to the text given, okay, after this we can go forth, back and forth, back and forth, okay, to try each sentence, okay, each sentence whether it is accurate or not based on the clue that I have given. Okay, for number 28, okay, it says here, the next activity was something I had been looking forward to. It was a workshop on how to deal with disciplinary cases in the safest way possible. The hands-on activity taught me how to deal with this sort of difficult situation. And then you have gap here. This knowledge is something to be shared with the new prefect in my school. Okay, the first clue is um, hands-on at uh, how to deal with this sort of difficult situation. Okay, and also deal with disciplinary cases. And then next clue is this knowledge is something to be shared. Okay, so everything here are related. Okay, is related. Okay, next one, number 29. Okay, this activity had the most impact on me. Dealt with learning not to judge others based on looks or position. Okay, and then this approach. Okay, so we can find here, this is the first clue. This approach. What approach? This approach. Okay, it's not useful for me as a prefect, but also in everyday life. Okay, we have two clues here. The first one, this approach, and then the second one is not to judge others based on looks or preposition. So every sentence, okay, before and after the gap, they are actually clues for us. Okay. Now let's take a look at the features that of the features of text which can help us, okay, in answering this question. Okay, it says here, okay, what are other features in the text which can help you? Okay, we can help us. Okay, the first one is the demonstrative pronouns. Okay, the word these and those. Okay, just now when I show you um the text, okay, we can see the word this and those used, and also the adverbs. Okay, the word used, for example, however, additionally, or secondly. Okay, these are the linkers. Okay, the linkers between sentences. We know that when they use these sentences, we know that they are explaining the sentence before. Okay, and then the vocabulary, we can look or we can search for the answer for the missing sentence, okay, based on the vocabulary or the similar word use, okay, the synonym, okay, the synonym, okay, and also the use of grammar. Okay, if let's say that the text use past forms or past tenses, the sentence before and after also use past simple. Okay, that's why we can find the gap, okay, the gap sentence, because it is also likely to use the past simple too. Okay, okay, now, okay, I am sorry I cannot go betul back and forth, okay, semula lagi. Okay, now from the sample task here, if we look at H, okay, the use of adverb, which is surprisingly, okay, and also we look at G, the words, the use of the word also, and also in B, okay, the use of the word now. Okay, this could help us, okay, to find the correct answer or the correct sentence. Okay, and look at the vocabulary. For example, F. Okay, F, the use of the word all the positives. Okay, all the positives. Okay, this could be, this could explain the previous sentence, or it relate to the previous sentence. And then we can see here the past simple form and present simple form. Okay, what are the answers? Okay, did I, no, I didn't given it here. Okay, now we look at part 5. Okay, after this we are going to do it together if we still have some time. Okay, for part 5, okay, it is actually similar to section B, okay, in the previous curriculum, which is information transfer. Okay, we only have 8 questions. The format is taken from any type of text. Any types can be used, okay? And the tasks include completion of notes, completion of diagram, matching tasks, and also short answer questions. Okay, but all the answer can be found in the text. Itu yang penting. Okay. Okay, the main focus for part 5 is similar to the previous parts. Main points, specific detail. Okay, but remember, everything is for the long text. Okay, and then guess the meaning of unfamiliar words, and also identify the attitude or the opinion of the writer. Okay, this is sample task for part 5. Okay, where you can see there, okay, here, question number 33 to 36, candidate, okay, you need to search for specific idea in one paragraph. Okay, either paragraph 1 to paragraph A, B, C, D, E, or F, and then write the letter of the paragraph here, either paragraph E, B, A, B, C until F. And okay, whereby for question number 37 to 40, okay, we have to choose one word. It says here, choose no more than one word from the passage for each answer. Okay, so one word from the paragraph, okay, to complete the word, okay, to complete the gap. Which paragraph? Paragraph A to paragraph F. Okay, we're not going to do this now. Okay, after this, we're going to do it together. Okay, what is being tested in the question that you have just seen? Okay, it tests on specific information and then understand the item and sentences, and also locate the phrases and sentences with similar meaning in the text. Okay, we take the word, okay, we are not using pseudonym, okay, based on what has been that has been used in the text. Okay, I'm not going to do the classroom activities here, but I want to go straight to this. Okay, now maybe I'm giving you a few moments, okay, to find the answer for number 27, number 28. Okay, as I mentioned just now, the clue for number 27, okay, uh to reveal our secret and innermost feeling, to reveal our secret and innermost feeling. Okay, and for number 28, okay, this is actually something about dealing with cases. Okay, dealing with cases. And number 29, okay, the keywords is judge by looks or position. So from the clue here, if we look everything, we can find the answer. Okay, let me give you the answer lah, kan senang. Then you can find, you can analyze it, okay, with your teacher or your friends. Okay, number 27, the answer is D. Okay, delta. Why delta? Because here you can see the resemblance of the meaning. Okay, to reveal our secret and innermost feeling, and then compulsory for everyone to participate. So I was pushed out of my comfort zone. Okay, how do we able to tell our secret to other people who we do not know at that time during the activity? Okay, so that's why it says that, okay, the writer has pushed out from his comfort zone. Okay, before this, everything is like what he or she has planned. Okay, but when he or she comes attended the activity, he or she has to do something or had to do something that is not uh not cannot be imagined. Okay, unsankerable. Okay, bukan unsankerable, cannot be used, unsankerable, okay, but then this is what happened. And then for number 28, the answer is B. Bravo. Okay, now I am more confident about addressing problem of behavior with junior teachers, junior students, because it says here, okay, hands-on activity, okay, how to deal with disciplinary cases, and also, dia tak tukar ke? Sekejap. I am so sorry. Okay, I think ni dah tukar dah. Okay, I am so sorry. Just now I didn't realize that the slides didn't move. Okay. Okay, I continue. For number 28, the answer is B. I am more confident about addressing problem of behavior. Just now, number 27, the answer is D. Okay. And number 29, the answer is A. Okay, alpha. We should listen to the views and ideas of all people. Okay, because we don't judge by looks or position. We have to welcome other people's ideas. Okay, all people ideas. Okay. Okay, next one. Okay, this is for last part of paper 1, okay, which is part 5. And if you realize that this is the only part where you have to write your answer. Okay, I repeat, where you have to write your answer. Part 1 to part 4, you don't have to write your answer. You just have to tick your answer. Okay, this is the only part where you have to write. Okay, and remember, after you have written all the answers, after you have found all the answers, please transfer all the answers in the answer sheet. Okay, ada ruangan jawapan di muka surat yang terakhir, di dua muka surat yang terakhir. So you have to transfer all the answers there. Okay, jangan tinggal dekat question. Okay, all the answers should be written there. I didn't give the answer sheet, but then I believe that your teachers have shown you, okay, the answer sheet. Okay, for this one, okay, if you look closely here, okay, if you look the sorry, just now I look at the YouTube. Okay, if you look closely the question here, okay, I just give you the answer. Half answer, few answer, some answer for from 38 to 36, and some answers for from 37 to 40. Okay. Okay. Before that, let's take a look at the how to find the clues. Okay. For number 33, okay, for number 33, the word given here is I did not enjoy the work initially. Okay, as I mentioned to you in the early of my sharing just now, untuk bahasa Inggeris, dia banyak bermain dengan perkataan, play with words. Okay, they like to use similar different word but share similar meaning, right? Okay, synonym. So sama juga dengan number 33 here. I did not enjoy the work initially refers to the person here wasn't very enthusiastic. Okay, enthusiastic. The word enthusiastic dengan enjoy sama. Okay, seronok. Okay, and then number 37, I organize my work by myself. Here, the similar phrase used is I set up a story corner. Okay, by the use of the personalized word. Okay, I, myself. Okay, and then number 35, okay, the keyword is give free tuition to the little kids from the few poor family in my neighborhood. So that is what I meant by I sympathize with the unfortunate in my area. Area here similar to my neighborhood. Unfortunate here refers to poor family. Okay, you can see it plays with word. And then number 36. Number 36, I get input to have a better understanding of the world. Okay, the synonym here is taught some useful life lesson. Okay, better understanding of the world. So life lesson is actually very close, okay, in terms of meaning. Okay, so this is how we find the answer. So if you look closely, the answer for number 33 is B, bravo, paragraph B here. And number 34, the answer is F, paragraph F, based on the word use. Okay, and number 37 and 40. Okay, for number 37 and 40, we have to read everything. And then you can find some resemblance of the topic used. For example, number 37, the word used is zoo. Okay, and then or zoo. The word used is or zoo. It means that the word, okay, number 37 here, the suitable word used is actually another word that we can use to replace zoo. Okay, because it says here, working with animal. Okay, working with animal could help out at a. Name means it is a place. Okay, a place. Besides zoo, what is other word besides zoo? Then here we can see where the answer is in paragraph B, animal shelter. Okay, animal shelter. Okay, and then for number 38, it refers to senior citizen. Where can you find paragraph shows senior citizen? C, paragraph C. Okay, senior citizen, another word for senior citizen is old folk. Okay, old folk. Orang-orang, warga-warga emas. Okay, warga emas. Bukan warga-warga emas, salah. Okay, it is useful to think of ways to what? To them. So here, if we look here, once in a while, okay, once is in a while, we bring along a guitar to entertain them. Okay, once in a while. So actually, paragraph C and number 30 here, then 33 here, 38 here, Allahu Akbar, 38 here, okay, is similar. Okay, they are talking about same thing. So it is useful to think of ways to entertain them. Okay, sama dengan once in a while, we bring along a guitar to entertain them. Okay, number 38. Okay, this one is about helping children, is about making them happy. Celebrating birthday by having. Okay, celebrating birthday. How do we celebrate birthday? By having what? Is one way to do this. Okay, this one, where can we found paragraph that talk about children? Yeah, paragraph mana dia jap Okay, paragraph E. Okay, paragraph E. Okay, going to children's home. Okay, with my parents to organize parties, especially on a special occasion. Celebrating birthday is one of the special occasion. So even the answer here is party, okay, by having party. So we cannot write party, P-A-R-T-Y, because we have to transfer from the paragraph to the answers, okay. So the answer for number 39 is parties. Okay, so that is how we answer the question. Okay, now maybe we are going to Q&A. If anyone have Q&A, okay, I try to welcome every question here.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hassanul.
I am sorry for some stutter, stumble, something. Allahu Akbar.
It's okay. It's normal, right? Okay, there's a question by our Rachel Shamala, the GKMP of SMK Sri Garing ni.
Okay,
Again,
Puan
what is the
Rachel.
question just now? Can you see it, Cikgu Bidin? Nampak
Yeah.
dah ni?
Okay, yes, okay. Should student be encouraged to read aloud or silent reading is better? Whereby the article in pre is given. Okay, in lesson, during lesson, okay, we encourage student to read aloud. Okay, why? Because we want to check for pronunciation. If you remember, for Form 4, okay, for full blast Form 4, for reading, we are given the audio for reading also. Why? Because we want to check the correct pronunciation. Because somehow this is what I discover from the student that I teach. Okay, when they use different pronunciation or wrong pronunciation, they cannot get the answer. Because why? Because all the pronunciation, they already got it. Okay, they have it in their with them. Okay, when they watch movie, they play games, okay, online games, everything. But when they use wrong pronunciation, they cannot understand the word. So that's why reading aloud is one of the way. But then, it is actually advised for them to read aloud by themselves, okay, at home, for example. And then when we do the the kita panggil apa practice, okay, when we do the activities, the exercise, okay, for them to read silently so that they they don't disturb others. But then reading aloud is one of the way to check for pronunciation, okay, when it
Correct.
leads to understanding the paragraph.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cikgu Rachel.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, there's another one. Cikgu, how do I answer all these questions in Google Drive? By
Okay,
Cho Chin Zoom.
okay, I don't think that I'm giving the bahan in the Google Drive. Okay, I'm giving the bahan using PDF version. Okay, I am so sorry. I'm using PDF version so that no one will temper it, conteng apa tu ubah-ubah. Okay, so what you have to do is to open in the computer or handphone or download them so that you can do your own exercise or practice after this. Okay, dia dalam bentuk PDF version. Okay, dia bukan dalam Google Form. Okay, you can print or you can tick. Okay, you can use one buku kan, one book. Okay, to write your answer. Okay, I hope I answer the question. Okay. Yes, ni ada orang beritahu ni. Kirtana Selvan, you can print them. Yes. Okay, boleh print juga.
Okay, another question appear here. Sir, when do you think the oral and listening SPM will be held?
Okay, the oral. Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, the oral and listening will be held next year, insyaAllah. Okay, I think it is next year. I think
Meaning
it
that
is
they
next
have
year.
a lot of time to practice, right?
Yes. Okay.
For the
Yes, for the need that we still have a lot of time, but remember, okay, if we base on the syllabus or the SOW, okay, teachers they know about this, okay. Since I am a JU, okay, saya nak cerita cakap lah. Okay, we have to expose our student for the textbook based lesson and also the non-textbook based lesson. Okay, we have to find the material for the non-textbook based lesson for that, so that our student when they do the listening practice, they will be familiar with the testing focus of the listening. Okay, for your information, for listening test, okay, for listening paper, they mainly test on the specific details. Okay, specific detail of the audio lah kan yang dia mungkin dengar. Okay, specific detail. So that's why we have to have a lot of practices. Okay, for listening. For speaking, okay, by hook or by crook, you have to talk lah. Okay, student, talk in English. Okay, prepare a cue card or vocabulary card or useful expression card so that you know when to use exchange conversation, to ask for opinion, to ask question, agree and disagreeing, okay, to begin a conversation, to end a conversation, to highlight ideas, okay, to give point. So these are the useful expression that we can use. Okay, you prepare in one small card so that you can bring anywhere, everywhere. You can open or flip the card, okay, when to search for the word that you can use.
Okay, I'm a teacher from Kota Baru, Kelantan. It's quite a struggle to teach gap text. Okay, what is your comment?
Okay. Actually, when I did the one that I have shown just now, okay, I took 30 minutes to settle or to find all the answers. 30 minutes. Okay. Then I try to search how I able to find it. Okay, in the 30 minutes time. Okay, the one that I shown just now. Okay, we search for the meaning before and after the words. Okay, not only the meaning, the story. Okay, we try to find the connection between the story. Okay, as I mentioned just now. Okay, the keywords that I have given. So those are the clues that can help us to find all the answers. Okay, all the answers in the gap text. Okay, because how to say? Because when the students are able to identify the keywords, okay, the keywords are from the text, okay, before and after the gap text, then they know. Okay, then they know what kind of words, okay, what are the suitable words or sentences to be put in the gap text. Okay, frankly, to me, Okay, when we if we want our student to get the idea of finding the keywords of the text, we have to do a lot of practices. And I believe, okay, I believe in the textbook, okay, full blast, bukan full blast, okay, from the close up, full blast, and the download, okay, in the reading section we have several activities where student need to find the get sentences. Okay, use that. Okay, if yang tu tak cukup, find another activities. I think a lot of apa nama publisher dah buat buku macam tu. So a lot of practices. Okay, why? Because we want the student to familiar. Okay, but one more thing I would like to highlight. Okay, this skill is not only useful for SPM. They are going to use this skill for the rest of their life. Okay,
Correct.
when they communicate with their friends, especially
Yes.
in English.
Yeah. Another question. If the question stated to write the alphabets, but instead students answered the name of the speaker, in spite of the answer is correct, it is still wrong. Am I right?
Yes, it is still wrong because yeah. Okay, let me share the question again. Let me check the question again. Okay, like this. It says here, it is paragraph. Okay, the paragraph, not the name. So that's why, okay, as teachers, we have to highlight the requirement of the question. Okay, the requirement of the question. For example, it says here paragraph. So either paragraph A, B, C, or F lah. And also, this is also need to be highlighted to the student. No more than one word. If let's say that the student wrote two words, even though one of the words is the answer, they are wrong. So that's why we have to highlight this, okay, every time we do this kind of exercise.
Okay, I think that is the last questions by the viewers. Oh, another one. There's Farul
Okay.
Arifin, 25% weightage for each of the 4 English papers, right?
Okay.
Yeah, correct, is it?
Excuse me. Okay, weightage. Yes, the weightage is 25 for each papers. Paper 1, 25, paper 2, 25, 20, paper 3, 25, paper 4, 25. Okay, and altogether it become 100. Okay, they become 100. Okay, the weightage is 25. So it means here, similar weightage means similar or equal concentration or equal, what do you call it? Attention need to be given to all papers. Okay, it is unlike what we did in KBSM. Yeah, we only our main concern is only writing and also comprehension. Okay, but now all the 4 skill, okay, need to take into consideration, and we
Yeah,
have to make sure that our student, when we teach, they able to achieve the learning objective based on the based on
the learning
the
standard.
learning standard
That's,
that has been provided, okay, by the BKP.
yeah. There's another question by Mercy. The
Okay.
students, are they allowed to bring the cue card into the examination room for the oral?
Okay, I am so sorry. Okay, the student are not allowed to bring anything, okay, during the oral test or speaking test. Okay, but then they can prepare the cue card, okay, and use them, okay, use the cue card when they are practicing with each other. Okay, because just now when I explained about the cue card can be used in any situation, in any questions, because the cue card is only about useful expression that we use in communicating. Okay, when we want to exchange ideas, we want to ask for other people opinion, whether we want to agree or disagree, how to start the conversation, how to end the conversation. Okay, tips, okay, yang ni saya beritahu. Okay, kita banyak jumpa cue card ni dekat mana? Dekat dalam buku close up. Sorry. Yalah, betul, bukan close up. Okay, pause tu, form 1, 2, close up. Banyak, okay, there are a lot of useful expression that we can use in speaking.
I think that's all, is it, Mr. Abidin? Sir Abidin kita? Itu saja
Okay.
ya. So, okay, thank you very much, Sir Abidin, all right, for the very beneficial sharing of paper 1. So, next, it is with pleasure, yeah, that I introduce to you teacher Azrin Faizura binti Farid, who is going to share how to tackle SPM paper 2 questions. But before that, let me introduce her, where she is now teaching in SMK Kapong, okay, both from 5 and Muet from 6. One of the English trainers, yeah, of Gombak district, and years of teaching, 23 years already, yeah. So yeah, it's a big, very experienced teacher now. But then during the leisure time, she enjoys, right, doing translation work, coloring K-drama and OST K-drama. What is OST? Meaning this is a art person. Ni. Okay, so therefore, please welcome teacher Azlin. Over to you, Lynn.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum and good morning, everybody. Welcome to our second slot, which is about paper 2, writing. So before that, thank you to Puan Hazami, our moderator, our team, let me get the acronym right, USTP team members for helping us out with the technical preparation for our session. And also thanks to my fellow presenter, Sir Hasanul, fellow teachers, colleagues, and also candidates, SPM candidates 2022. Welcome to our second session. OSC is original soundtrack. Okay, all right. So we will go straight to our slide. Okay, hold on, yeah. Let me do some amendment a bit. Okay, so let me go to the slide. Okay, all right. Can you see the slide? Okay, can you respond? Can you see the slide? Okay. All right. Okay, so for the second session, we are going to look at paper 2. Since Form 4 and now until Form 5, you have been introduced, you have gone through questions. Perhaps some schools in Malaysia have undergone online trial exam and all that. Okay, and I am very sure your teachers have done a lot to support you, to teach you, to guide you through this paper. So my job here is to support your teachers more and also to provide confidence and courage for you guys to tackle this paper. Okay? All right, now the objective of the session today is to share ways and means to write part 1 to 3 of paper 2. Again, just like what Sir Hasanul has said, that we are not here to teach, but we are sharing methods, ways that might work for you, might not work for others. But again, this is what we call trial and error session, okay? And of course, we want to provide support for our SPM 2022 candidates, which is our first cohort, okay? All right. Of course, as you know, this is a new paper, new format and everything. And as a person who is sharing, who is teaching, okay, and also as a person who is learning all the time, we must always be ready to read, to study, to do research, to do referencing using various sources, online sources, offline sources, any form to manage the paper for our students. So I would like to express my gratitude to these references, okay, for helping out, okay? All right, next. The first issue that I would like to highlight about writing is writing, the fear of writing, okay? So we will always have fear, okay? The fear will always be there and it will perhaps accumulate, or increase as you reach March 2022. But yeah, so my session is actually not going to reduce your fear. I mean, I'm not a miracle doctor, bukannya Tok Bomoh, you know. Nenek Bomoh lah kan, buat lady kan. But it's like you have to learn how to write through fear. Like they say, we have to live with our COVID-19. You have to write through your fear. So my audience, so fear has two meanings, as you know. I think this is very common. You can find this anywhere in Facebook. Fear is either forget everything and run, or you face everything and rise. So for me, you are here, meaning you are taking choice number 2. You are facing your fear in writing. You try to get all the possible solutions to minimize your fear and rise to the occasion. Okay, all right. Another thing I would like to share is I mean, I love songs. I love songs. I love songs. I love movies, Korean, English movies, and all, and also Korean song English song. So I always like to refer to certain songs to build our spirit. So I would like to refer you guys to the group. It's a heavy metal band, Trapped. It's a 2005 song titled Headstrong. So study this lyric during your free time, or you can go to your Spotify and YouTube and study the lyric. So it's like you are telling your fear, it's like back off. I'll take you on. You're going to face your fear in writing. You are headstrong to take on anyone. So those who say that, you can write, you tak boleh tulis, sure fail one. You are ready to be headstrong and go against that person, because you are telling the person or telling your fear that the fear is wrong. The person who's telling you that you can't write, that they are wrong. All right. And yeah, so this is like a mantra, psych yourself. Okay, I'm going to write, Okay, so that is like my warming up session, for our writing. I may sometimes refer to my tablet to see if I'm doing the right thing, okay? All right, so we have to start by looking at the marking scale. Students, I feel that you should know this so that you know that you have what we call something waiting for you, all right, in terms of marks. Okay, now, number one, in terms of content. So, in comparison with the old format, here the marks are simpler. You have 1 mark, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Okay, and there are 4 categories for you to know. So when you are tackling part 1 email, make sure you answer all the content points C1, C2, C3, and you're okay. Same goes with part 2. R is reference, okay? It's the same as C, content, okay? So because later when we do question analysis, I will actually encourage you to label the points so that you tell your brain that, okay, I must have C1, C2, C3. I must have R1, R2, R3. And then you're okay. For me, be it a struggling student, be it an average, below average, excellent student, content is already in your hand, provided you follow the instruction, okay? The same goes for part 3 at standard writing. So this one, you have to choose. Suddenly I lost my word. Okay, now, for your part 3 at standard writing, there are 3 choices. So you should know who you are as a writer to choose, okay? You are not writing to impress your friend or your teacher. You are writing to get most maximum mark. So choice 1, you may get article or report. Okay, and you will have content point, or we use the term R1, R2, R3. You may have review. Okay, you may have review where you have to include the summary of the product or the item that you're reviewing, and also use R2 and R3 in the question to get content mark. And then if you choose to do story, then you have your content. Okay, so at this point, for me, part 1 is already in your hand, because why? Part 1 was tested in your PT3. So let us move on to communicative achievement. Excuse me, yeah. Now for part 1, you have email format. Okay, under communicative achievement, these are the things that you should know. Okay, we will look at your email format. Make sure you have the right language that you use. And here you are using informal language because you want to bring out the friendly tone in your email language. But of course, for me, honestly, there are what we call boundaries in terms of the use of informal language. I mean, for example, YOU, okay, you may want to use you, but honestly, use YOU, okay? What we mean by informal language here, you write your email as if you're speaking to your friend. That is what we mean by informal language, Probably you want to write, what's up, bro? Okay, that one is still, comprehensible. But when it comes to spelling, I'm a bit concerned if you replace YOU with you, okay, or I with small I or AI. All right. So you need informal language in your email to bring out the friendly tone. And with that, the meaning of your email can be understood. And communicative achievement, achieve. Move on to part 2 guided. You are following essay format, which means you have your paragraph, you have your penanda wacana in BM or in English discourse marker, and you have to use formal language. Part 2 onward, you have to use formal language, okay? And usually for part 2, it is relying on informative tone. You are informing people about how you feel or how you feel about the current issue. And then when it comes to part 3, in terms of the CA, we call it CA. Of course, you use the right format to present the article or report. Again, depending on the question, it can be article or report coming out. Of course, formal language to present the informative tone. For those students who want to take up the challenge of doing review, then you have to make sure you know the format. Of course, formal language, and here you have something additional, not only informative but persuasive, because you are going to use language structures to persuade people to watch the movie that you want to watch. To listen to the song, like just now I tried to persuade you guys to listen to Trap Headstrong, right? And you try to persuade people to get things. You know, if you go to Shopee right now, not right now lah, it's my session, okay? If you go to Shopee, they have live view, right, how they review their product, you know, like your baju kaftan, your sweatshirt and all. Yeah, they use bahasa and they use English, but watch the way they persuade you, you know? So those are the things that you need to have in communicative achievement. So your review is two-way communication through writing. And of course, story. You have to attract people with your storyline, and then do you use dialogue in your elaboration of the story, and then mix of tones. It can be persuasive, it can actually bring out emotion. Lots of things, it depends on the question. Okay, so moving on, we have categories in terms of organization. Okay, now organization here, for me, organization and language are the two elements that you together with your teachers, your tuition teachers, need to work on. But most importantly, I always feel that when it comes to organization and language, students, you must have personal time with doing exercises on organization and language. I always call it intimate time, masa jatuh cinta dan bercinta dengan organisation and language, okay? Because these are the ones that you will struggle, not only for the below average students, even excellent students, because sometimes you might feel a bit arrogant. I'm sorry if I offend you, excellent students out there, but you might feel, I'm okay, I'm done, but you never know, okay? All right, so anyway, in terms of organisation, we will look on how you link, okay, kaitkan satu idea dengan idea yang lain using and, but, also, because, of, first of all, finally. Yang ni yang basic ones, ya. And then kalau you dapat guna yang advanced linking words like moreover, furthermore. Now, furthermore is, for me, it's very tricky because usually the spelling error will occur. Students like to spell according to their pronunciation. So it's like further, so you miss the first R, dah. Kita underline salah. Okay, so be careful with that. And then you need to show impact of your example, of your idea on the topic. Kita ada as a result. Macam science kan, kalau you belajar science, biophysics, chemistry and science, you ada hypothesis and ada impact. So you use the phrase as a result. And then if you want to compare, bandingkan, you ada on the other hand. And then kita ada kata ganti nama. Kata ganti nama, honestly, memang one of the common errors among students and even English language users. For example, contohnya penggunaan, in my opinion, she is right. This is because they feel. Dia, you know, you like blindly substitute one pronoun with another. So sayang, because sometimes when with my students, when I highlight that, oh teacher patutlah, they know, but probably they don't care, I don't know. So I'm a bit worried about that. And substitution ni bermaksud perkataan former and later. Former and latter, okay? So the substitution is actually meant for sophisticated advanced language user, and of course paragraphing. Okay, paragraphing plays a role here, not only to organize your point, but it helps you to stay calm, because when you see, okay, paragraph 2 done, okay, I have to do paragraph 5. And always the issue of you tak sempat habis jawab, you tak buat your paragraph 5, your conclusion. Okay, I always tell students, writing is like the act of obtaining nasi lemak from the buying, from the opening, and when you get rid of your nasi lemak container or nasi lemak wrapper, that is your closing. Okay, and you say Alhamdulillah, oh yay, good food. Okay, and of course language, penggunaan kosakata or vocabulary. When you were in PT3 UPS areas, there were word targets yang you kena capai. The same goes when you go to PT3, and now SPM, they are the low frequency words. Low frequency words means specific words for specific occasion, and you don't use it in daily life. Contohnya, have you eaten? versus have you consumed your breakfast? So kalau kita pelajar sains, kita kata consume. So kalau kita kata in your essay you have when we eat protein. So if you tulis when you consume protein, consume tu nampak lagi cool. Okay, right. And then structures. Structures means ayat pendek, ayat panjang. So usually issues with good students, I must write long sentences to get mark. You are not entirely correct because long sentences lead to more errors. Okay, so ayat pendek ada fungsi, ayat sederhana panjang ada fungsi, and your complex sentences has role to play in your writing. And of course, spelling. I always tell my student, whether you are a struggling student, below average, struggling is a must to be checked. Because again, when we do class exercise, teacher betul kan? Alah, teacher tahu, but then why make the mistake? So it shows that you have to listen to your teacher and do your correction. Okay, there's a difference here between errors and slip. Errors mean you keep on doing the mistake, and then when we mark your paper, actually underline the same word for spelling mistake, confirm lah error. Slips once in a while, kita macam okay, under exam pressure, okay, sometimes like this, American English versus British English. So it was recommended last year lah, masa marking last year, that kalau you use American English consistently, okay, consistent American English throughout the way. So many mungkin kata, American English, British English. So find out. Kalau you type dekat Google American English, dia akan keluar list of spelling. Contohnya favor, F-A-V-O-R. Kalau British, F-A-V-O-U-R. Okay, so yang tu kita anggap sebagai slips lah, sebab you try to maintain British spelling tapi pergi ke American spelling. Okay, so we are done so far with this one. Okay, we move on. Alright, so email. So email under part 1, we call this short communicative message. So dia punya skala markah is from A1 to B1. So this is similar to your PT3. So you cannot say, teacher, I don't know English. No. Kalau you survive PT3, you survive email. Surely. Okay, so this is one question taken from the sample question provided by Lembaga Periksa Malaysia. So usually I will always recommend students at all level to do question analysis. And memang you buat question analysis for all subject. Why? Because you want to know what is needed to be included in your writing. What are the clues that you should consider when you want to elaborate, and you have to make sure that you have covered all the compulsory points to get your mark. So if you look here, you have you have hi, the school holiday is finally here. Let's go for a picnic with our friends. So I would recommend this to be your P1 ataupun introduction, where you express your agreement or your feeling about that sharing done by your friend in the email. And then you look at the 3 compulsory, we call it requirement ataupun content. That one will be dalam perenggan 2 hingga 4 under content. So you have where shall we go? So I akan label kat situ C1. I want all of you students out there to do this, because when you are under pressure, you are in charge of your brain. You need to tell the brain, hey, this is C1, aku kena tulis. Okay, I got my point. Hey, this is C2, I got to write this. Okay, C3, done, check. Okay, you have to tell the brain. You are in charge of the brain, people. Okay, what can we do there? C2, and then what should we bring? And then closing. I caught many of my students tak pernah buat paragraph 5 closing. So your nasi lemak terbiar macam tu lah. You tak buang nasi lemak wrapper you dengan baik. So it has to be with closing. Alright, so we move on, yeah? Alright, so this is, I would like to thank Darul Aman English Language Learning Teaching Association for suggesting this for students. Again, it's for you to follow, as they say, to each his own. Kalau you rasa tak best lah nak guna number of words ni, fine. But I'm just sharing because I know some of my own students, they like numbers. They feel safe with numbers. Okay, paragraph 1, 15, cantik. Okay, move on. You know, they feel that satisfaction, ada rasa secure. So in introduction, I would like to suggest that you talk about your express your agreement and feeling, which is in paragraph 1 ni, if you refer to the previous slide. And then where? C1. So roughly around 20 words. Okay, why this is suggested? Because you have to remember that your writing is only 90 minutes. Okay, and then email only 80 words. So you cannot and should not spend so much time. Our human nature is lagi senang, lagi banyak you tulis. Tapi sekarang tak boleh. You have to write list for email because it's just 80 words. You have to spend lots of energy on your part 3 and also part 2. Okay, so I would suggest you follow this if you want to. Okay, now we have what activities, another paragraph, 20 words. Okay, this one actually for those yang rasa, as I said lah, you feel safe when there's number. And then you have your paragraph 4, what to bring, food, lotion. So this is how you plan your idea, and then closing. Now, kena guna perenggan ke untuk email? Do we have to use paragraph? Okay, here it depends on your preference. Based on the sample answer suggested by lembaga, it was presented in one paragraph. But some students, even I myself personally as a writer, I love paragraph because it helps me to organize my thoughts. Okay, so whether you use one paragraph or whether you use such outline, such paragraph like this, your mark will not be penalized. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's why I put a note there. It can be one paragraph or more depending on your preference. Okay, all right. So moving on. All right, so we go back to the question about Amy here. Okay, I think next, if I'm not mistaken, we are looking at, yeah. Okay, now the reason why I show you this email again from Amy, and this email is to share with you some ways to start off your email. Again, based on points, ideas shared by former students and all, they already said that when it comes to writing, cikgu tak tahu nak mula. I don't know how to start. So I think for this session, I will share with you some ways to start off. And I find that students who say tak tahu, actually they know. They have the content, they have the words, but the introduction and the closing are the ones that actually bring them down. Just like, mana je, forget about it, they tidur. Okay, so I hope this session will help you not to sleep during your next upcoming assessment. Okay, so looking at this second sample, you have, hi, my family and I have booked our flight ticket. The trip will be fantastic. Okay, since your country is a melting pot of culture, we would like to experience a culture festival. Okay, these 3 sentences should be your introduction where you need to respond to it, express your agreement or feeling. Please tell me about one. Soalan ni hati-hati, dia tak ada WH. So that's why another reason why you should look at various type of email question, because sometimes it doesn't have to be WH all the time. Macam yang ni, please tell me about one. So that's why, nampak tak, the role of doing C1, C2, C3. Sebab you tell yourself, okay, whatever happened, mesti ada 3 point. So here, kalau you careless mistake, you make a careless mistake, you say, oh, okay, underline what is it about C1. How do people celebrate C2? Teacher said mesti ada another point. So cari betul-betul, read properly. That's why we do question analysis like this, yeah, people? Okay, so here, please tell me about one. So you need to give some information about a cultural festival. Okay, what is it about? How do people celebrate it? Okay, this one will be in your paragraph 2, 3, 4 content. So let me share with you some ways to express your agreement, feeling, response for your paragraph 1. Okay, yang ni you boleh actually remember. I'm trying to avoid using the word memorize. About English Cefr is not about memorizing, but you remember strongly. Yeah, okay, hit strong and remember strongly. So you can respond. You can start off your paragraph 1 using these phrases like, I agree with your idea. So if you're a simple writer, you takut banyak salah, you can go for, I agree with your idea. If you're someone who is very extravagant, you're writing, yes, I have chosen, or yes, I have decided to. So these are suggestions. You choose the one that you feel very comfortable. So this is one sample here. Hi, Amy. Thanks for your email. Because you get your email, for me, honestly, to get marked for communicative achievement, show your etiquette. Thanks for your email. Okay? I agree with, or I love your idea. So, if I go back to this slide, okay, you tengok introduction, number of words, but you can be flexible here, roughly 15 words for your introduction. You can have this. Hi, Amy, thanks for your email. I agree with your idea, or I love your idea. Simple and sweet. Or you have, hi, Jamie, thanks for your email. I can't wait to meet all of you. Okay, all right, moving on. Now, when it comes to paragraph 2, 3, and 4, these are the what we call linking words, connectors, discourse markers that will be helpful to you. Download textbook will have this, page 15. So have a look at it again. So just like Sir Hassanul has mentioned earlier, your download textbook, your full blast are your BFF. Okay, all right. So if you look at one example here, you have the use of sufficient linking words connectors. We have firstly, and, because, and, next, furthermore, and then you have this, which you can refer to your English download, page 15. Okay. Now, some suggestion, when you want to elaborate C1, C2, C3 for your email, usually, this one again based on question analysis I've been doing with various reference book and module and all, these are the common ones. Contohnya nak beri cadangan. So misalnya in the question dia kata, apa patut saya buat? Where shall I go? Where shall we go? What shall I do? What shall we do? Or in the email question, you may have, can you help me to choose? Can you please give me some ideas? So these are the suggested responses. I suggest, I believe you, I believe we should. So notice I actually highlight the word red, the word shall in red. Just to remind you, this one is also part of our Form 5 lesson. I tak ingat unit berapa, unit 3, unit 4, where please remember that when you use shall, it always go together with shall I, shall we. If you watch movies, shall we? Okay. So you have to advise. You may have this question in your email, C1 or C2 or C3. When do I need to use? When do we wear? When do I wear? When do we buy it? So these are recommended structures for you. Choose the one that you like, that you feel, okay, senang nak ingat. To persuade, recommend, convince, I am not sure. So this one is actually one of the statement mentioned in one of the email questions. So you can respond to that. Okay, because when you respond, at least you are showing again communicative achievement, all the 4 elements lah. Okay, so you have, you must try. For example, reading is good for you as, and then you have don't worry and all that. So refer to this. You can come up with own structures that have the same idea like this. Okay, we move on. Now, the closing part. Again, if you look at the previous slide about the flexible number of words, here it is suggested 10. For me, honestly, don't exceed the number of words because again, time management people, 30 minit, 30 minit, 30 minit. So after you are done with email, move on to part 2 quickly. So your closing should be short and sweet. Bye for now. See you soon. Yang ni memang boleh ingat. Okay, take care X. So X will be the person, the recipient's name. Take care Amy. Bye for now. That's all for now. See you later. So you have 6, 6, 7. Choose the one that you like. Again, good students, you can adjust here and there. But my advice to you, don't spend too much time on P1 and P5. You focus your energy P2, P3, P4. Okay, I think we have reached the end of part 1. Yes. So now we move on to guided writing. All right. Okay. All right. Guided writing. So as you can see, the scale has moved up 1 notch from A1. It is now minimum A2 to B2. Okay, for guided writing, which means for our struggling students out there who really try to pass the paper, you can still score, you can still write, you can still get marks in part 2, guided writing. Okay, now for guided writing, I like to highlight this particular feature. After doing analysis of questions highlighted in Lembaga Persamaan Malaysia paper and also various workbook and modules and all, I have realized that there are 2 types of question that may be released for your part 2. One is what they call reflective. Reflective means it's about you and you per se. So if you look at the question here, because I did the first question here with my students, you notice you and your sister and you, your grandfather, you want to buy, your grandfather, you would like to buy, your choice, your point of view. It's all about you. And then another sample, you have your class. Okay, so it's normal that you talk with your friends, okay, chit chat and all. And then your teacher has asked you, okay, you would like to go, your choice, you plan, your point of view. Okay, so this is what we call, many experts have recommended this to be called reflective essay. So it's about you per se. Now, the questions for reflective guided writing It's all covered in your full blast and download. For question number 1, buying special gift is about consumerism and financial awareness. I think this is unit 3, if I'm not mistaken. People and culture. We buy gift right for people. Okay. And then going for holiday one day, inshallah, God willing, we will go back to our culture of traveling here and there and balik kampung for sure. Yeah. So it's people and culture. Okay, now another type. So when you realize there are 2 types of question for guided writing, you will automatically be ready for different type of introduction, different type of structure, different type of closing, and also the way you do your question analysis. Okay, we move on to the second type. This is what they call factual or argumentative. So it's not about you yourself. It involves the people in your community, people around you. So one sample here under the theme people and culture, science and technology. You took part in an online seminar. I think all of you, most of you, Form 5 students, online seminar like now, you're following now is a norm, okay, to discuss whether children under the age of 13 should have their smartphones. Okay, so here, children under the age. So it's no more about your little brother, it's about other people's children under the age of 13. That's why I say it's becoming factual. It's not about you per se, it's about your community, about the world. And then you have reasons why some people. So here you need to consider opinions of others who support, opinion of others who do not support. Now, if you feel that, teacher, what if I don't understand the question? Fear not. Fear not. Okay. You look at the 3 bullets there. The 3 bullets there are your BFF. That's why I said you label R1, R2, R3 ke, C1, C2, C3. Anything that will tell your brain that, okay, 3 isi, 3 points for my guided writing. Okay. All right. So here you have reasons. So here it says actually to understand both sides. So it means you have to argue. Agree, disagree. So dia dah put all that in the instruction here supaya you tak silap, so that you don't divert from your writing. So you have reasons why some people might support, reasons why some people might not support, and then you yourself, support or do not support. Okay, another type of question, this one is highlighted by Lembaga Perexamination in their sampling, is about saving money. Okay, so here you should write about, so this one under consumerism and financial awareness, okay? Ways to save money. Again, it's about community, about you and your friends and adults and senior citizens, you know, ways to save money, reasons for save money. And if you notice the similarity between the 2 questions, the third bullet, it comes back to you, the 17 or 18-year-old candidate. Okay, where would you keep your money? Under the pillow? In your heart, in my heart, so it's for you to answer, okay? And always take note that the last instruction say giving reasons. So you must always give reasons, okay? All right, so again, reminder here, number of words. So you may ask, teacher, what if I write more than 150? It becomes a long essay. Okay, number 1, we won't penalize you, but the fear is fear. The fear is time management. You may lose the time allocated for your pitch part 3 writing to this. So again, you have to be careful here. All right. So moving on. Now, again, there's a suggestion about, how to control yourself from writing too much or writing too little is this. So you have paragraph 1 introduction. So we'll have later we'll talk about paragraph 1 introduction. So your point C1, C2, C3, here it uses the word requirements. That's why you see in the next slide, I use R1, R2, R3. So here for paragraph 2, probably 35 words requirement. The next paragraph, 40 words, 35 words. So you can be flexible. It's not, don't be too rigid. Say, oh, 35 words, oh, say, habis, cannot. I mean, roughly if 37, 38, 40, okay lah, but not until like 100 word, okay? All right, and then conclusion. See, conclusion is very important where you have to tie everything together here. Okay, guys, if you feel that, why so fussy, why so fastidious? The word for fastidious is whatever you are doing here, you get the same thing in Muet Cefr. If you're planning to do Form 6 as TPM, if you're planning to do matriculation, if you are planning to do foundation, private study or whatever not, polytechnic, apa, you are going to do Muet, you will come back to this. And you should be grateful that you have gone through Spm Cefr so that you are ever ready for your Muet Cefr. Okay, promote Muet. Okay, next. Okay, so question analysis. So just like email, I recommend question analysis just to prepare the brain of yours. Okay, so if you get the reflective question, your sister and you. So here I get ready. Oh, okay, pronoun, because I have mentioned earlier that one of the problem with language bukan language, I forgot already, organization is the use of pronoun. So pronoun errors is quite common, yeah. So here you plan, okay, kalau your sister and you means I kena guna we, I kena guna our, us, both of us, kami berdua, the two of us. And again, examiners, we love variation. So bila you plan macam ni, at least remember, okay, taklah guna my sister and I, you are the we are the our. So these are the small things that we examiners appreciate so much. Okay, next you have your a special gift. Okay, another problem with student is they always belittle the word and it makes a difference. So here it says a special gift, so please recommend only one special gift. Okay, every word in your question plays a role. Now, next, special. You don't give presents to people every day unless you want to court and marry him or her, and then after you get married, dah tak beli hadiah. So no. Special gift usually for birthday, and since the context is grandfather, probably you have grandparents' day, grandfather's day ke. Okay, so you prepare that analysis. Okay. And then in your mind, you already plan, okay, if I want to get a present for my grandpa, what will be t-shirt, mug, pillow, cushion, OSIM chair, massage chair, whatever, not new spectacle, place to place your spectacle. And then you have, pronoun, he, his, him. You can also write my grandfather and all. Okay, here you have an account. So it's actually a short story, but here, as long you use the paragraph, you're okay. All right, now, look at the 3 content points or requirement that you must have in your guided writing. What you would like to buy. So what here refers to a special gift. So it should be one special gift. I did this with my students and some of them wrote 2 or 3 or 4. So I said, okay, in terms of mark, probably for content, I won't give 5, probably between 3 to 4. We see how bad it is, okay? All right, so, and then you have our 2 reasons for your choice. So please notice the letter S in the word reason. So roughly 2 reasons, ataupun 2 sebab. You want to give 3, again, look at the number of words and your time to write. Okay, so for me, 2 reasons are sufficient. Now, the importance, you will find the word importance used a lot in many of writing questions. So please remember, the importance means kebaikan, kepentingan. So here you talk about the kebaikan, the benefit of giving a gift, and then you write. Okay, moving on. Okay, this question, the one highlighted by Lembaga Periksa Malaysia. Okay, the importance. See the word importance keluar kan? I tak tipu you. Okay, the importance of saving money is all about you have to write about the benefits of saving money for student teenagers like you. Okay, so here you have to consider R1 for your paragraph number 2, ways to save money. And again, I would suggest 2 because of time and because of number of words. Let me check. Okay, and then after that, you have reasons for saving money. So again, I would suggest 2, again because of time, again because of number of words. Okay, and where would you keep your money? One suggestion is sufficient: under the pillow, in your heart, in my heart, and all that. And give reason. Please always take note of the instruction at the last part, giving reasons for your point of view. And that is your guided writing. So for this session, guided writing, because this is in a way not if it's a real face-to-face situation, I get you to write this for me, but here it's a bit different. So what I'll do is I have chosen to talk about paragraph 1, how to start. Again, based on my observation that students will always say, teacher don't know what to start, teacher what to write. Okay, so you have 3 models. The first model for me is suggested for those students who like something simple. You are so afraid of making errors. You may feel that writing too much will make you feel nervous and all. So you can try model A to do your introduction or your paragraph 1. You can also use model B for those who prefer something simple. And for those students who are at the average or advanced level, perhaps you want to try model C. I did this with some students and some of them actually combine A, B, C. So I say to each his own. I'm just highlighting things that you can do to make your preparation for March 2022 better. Okay, so we go back to the question about buying a special gift for your grandfather. So if you use model A, what you do is you rephrase the keywords in the question. So you have your sister and you becomes my sister and I. Want to buy a special gift for your grandfather since it involves your sister and you. So naturally you change to our grandfather. Don't forget your sister, yeah. Okay, because so here you just want to add on because it is for his birthday, because you just want to give a suggestion why it's a special gift. Okay, so you have 19 words. Okay, so according to the recommendation is roughly 30 words. Okay, let me go back to the previous slide. Yeah, 30 words. So 19 words good enough. No problem, because you will write a lot in paragraph 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can have this. It is our grandfather's birthday. So you find that in sentence number 1, the second part, the second clause is being put as the subject. So it is our grandfather's birthday. So my sister and I want to buy a special gift for our grandfather. So 19 words, done. Okay. What if you want model A? You can still use model A for this question, where you have my class has been discussing. So your class, you change to my class has been discussing about saving money, and your teacher, my teacher, has asked me to write about the importance of saving money. 22 words, done. Okay. Model B, for those who want to use idiom. I'm sure teachers do mention to your teacher, make sure when you do your writing must have idiom. Not to say it's compulsory, but again, idiom is part of the culture of a language. Okay, idiom, ungkapan, peribahasa, simpulan bahasa, sama juga untuk BM, BI, bahasa Cina, bahasa Tamil. Ini merupakan kebudayaan, elemen kebudayaan sesuatu bahasa. So it is good if you are able to use them in your writing. So for the students who feel that susahnya nak ingat idiom, this is one way for you. You have from all walks of life, which means dari pelbagai latar belakang, from various background, and you have share my 2 cents, maknanya share your idea. So you have 2 idioms already in guided writing, settle. Okay, so many people from all walks of life are talking about. So you masukkan the statement which is the importance of saving money in the bracket there. So your job is you try to remember the discourse marker. Many people from all walks of life are talking about. You masukkanlah statement dia. So your job is when you do your question analysis, you have to look apa tujuan utama soalan ni. What is the focus of the question? So here clue dia, you tengok write an essay about. Tengok perkataan about tu, usually you can get the statement there to be put in the bracket here, and you have already 1 sentence to for your introduction or paragraph 1. And then you have to remember here, I want to share my 2 cents about the issue, just to make it longer. Nampak macam, wah, I write a long paragraph 1. Okay? What if advanced students? Advanced student, model A, model B, too easy. I want something extra. So this is another option for you. It's what we call listing, because you list examples related to the main topic. Okay, so here you say buying the latest smartphone, sneakers, kasut getah, and clothes will be my goal when I have a lot of money. Therefore, I must start saving from now. Because the second sentence here linked to the ways to save money. This is for the advanced students, okay? The writer in you wants to write something different. Okay. Now, these are some of discourse markers atau penanda wacana that you can use for your paragraph 2 until 4 to elaborate your R1, ways to save money, reasons for saving money, where would you keep your money, or your that. Okay, all right. So you have all this. All right, so I'm looking at the time, making sure that I don't run over the time. So you have all this, yeah? Present opinion. So a person who is a very simple person, simple writer, preferably you might go for personally, I believe, or in my point of view. So an advanced student, you might go for, it is generally accepted that, I would like to point out that. So you pilih yang mana you suka, okay? When you want to give reasons, and then remember I have highlighted just now that the last part of guided writing mesti minta sebab. So you ada semua contoh ni, choose the one that you like. Okay, the simple one will be the main reason I feel this way is, you give your reason. Or you can go for the simple one. First of all, moreover, as easy as that. Or you can go for something very advanced. To justify my choice, or present, boleh juga. Okay, it's your choice here. So that's why I think when you reach your SPM Cefr here, it's all about making the right choice for you, not for your friend, but for you. Okay, so here ada points kalau soalan, if the question, the content points or the R ask for advantages, disadvantages, you can go as simple as the first advantage or the second advantage. You can use the first disadvantage. Okay, it all depends on the question. So I'm here just sharing what I have found. Okay, what is suggested by many parties. Okay. All right, so you have agree, disagree. Partially agree, I suggest this for advanced students. Tapi again, please look at your time when you write your part 2 and the number of words. Okay. Now you have also to compare and contrast. Maybe the question asks you to compare and contrast. So these are the discourse markers suggested for you guys to show cause and effect. Okay, now to show cause and effect, you cannot say you don't know here because you're a science student, chem, physics, bio, and then you have science student, science tambahan student. You memang akan guna cause and effect in your science, kerja makmal kan. So when you give a reason, there's always an effect. Okay, ada cause and effect, ada kesan dan dia punya kesan sampingan dia. Punca dan kesan sampingan dia. Okay. All right. Okay, now remember I have mentioned earlier that when it comes to part 2, it must be 100% formal language. So reminder for you, no short forms. Okay, no short forms. Maknanya kena I am, I do not, it is, we have. Okay, short forms ataupun we call it contraction dalam bahasa rasmi dia. We use them for email. Okay. Later when we go to part 3, kalau you buat story, if you choose to write a story and if it involve dialogue, then you use short form because dialogue kan, real spoken language, real spoken speech, you use short forms. Okay. Alright, now again, in our wonderful download textbook, kita ada page 41, how to introduce spotting ideas, introducing contrasting ideas, conclusion. So you get your teachers to go back to this and do this. Okay. Alright. Cohesive devices bermaksud elemen yang kita gunakan untuk pastikan the flow of your elaboration from one sentence to another ada keseragaman. Dia coherent, sama nada. Misalnya kalau paragraph 1, first 3 sentence you cakap tentang, you introduce a point and then you choose to write about the contrast of the point, so you guna on the other hand ataupun however. Bukannya terus lompat ke contrasting point. So we usually examiners, we look for that. Okay. Then conclusion again. Before you throw the nasi lemak away, do it nicely. Rephrase the key ideas. Sorry, typo there. The key ideas, tie everything together. So here we have options like, in conclusion is our favorite. I think Malaysians, kalau tanya dia memang suka in conclusion. Tapi for advanced students, teacher, I want something different. So you have all in all, to sum up, on the whole. Okay. And then you put in your hope. Okay, you put in your hope, your wish, your hope and wish for that particular topic lah. So when it comes to the grandfather, all in all, we hope our grandfather will enjoy and cherish the special gift from us. Okay, at say lah 10 words, 15, 16, tak apalah again, kalau you dapat argumentative, factual essay, you have to sum up. These are the reasons why saving money is important. Okay. Alright, so I hope until this point, if you have questions, you can post the questions and our moderator, our admin will help to compile the questions together. But I can guess that one of your common question will be, cikgu kalau tulis banyak potong markah ke? Let me tell you again, we won't penalize you, but our concern is your time management. Are you able to finish all the 3 writing in 90 minutes? Okay, alright. Next. Extended writing. This is where the fear has risen from you. Okay. Okay. Extended writing. Again, the level, the scale has moved up to 1 notch. It's B1. Okay, to C1. So C1 means you are the same level as me. I'm a C1. Okay. Couldn't get C2, so I get C1. Okay. All right. So anyway, hold on, yeah. Okay. So extended writing means long essay. Okay. All right, now here we have 3 what we call 3 choices. Yeah, I think that's the right word. 3 choices for your extended writing. The first one is article or report. Report came out in Form 4, Full Blast, and also in media, Unit 7, I think. Yeah. Okay, so honestly, based on my experience, sound very cocky, but yeah. Communication with kids, your former students who sat for the old format and all, article or report would be the best for you who feel that you struggle with the language, you are simple writer, and you are so afraid of making mistakes. Okay, you feel that as long as I can write the whole 5 paragraph of extended writing, I am truly blessed. Okay, so that will be for you. Okay, now, excuse me. Under article or report, you may get questions that I noticed again from question analysis of various reference book and module. It's all about your school activities that can be under people culture, can be under health environment, science, technology, consumerism, and financial awareness. And all these are in your textbook. Okay. All right. Advanced language user, you may want to try review. I'm not saying that those with simple language proficiency, you cannot. I'm not saying that, yeah. Don't quote me, teacher Aislinn said no. I'm suggesting. Okay. Is again based on things like exam pressure, tiredness, and all. Because remember that you have to fight through 2 pieces of writing before reaching. Okay, this one. This is like going to the final line. Okay, so back to review. So what will be covered under review? A lot. Okay, you have movie or TV show, you have book, restaurant, food, drink, places of interest. You want to review the library in if you go to South Korea, the library in Seoul, or the gym in, I know, Starling Mall, because I live near there. You want to talk about accommodation, so you have experienced youth hostel somewhere in Cheras, so you want to make a review whether you want to recommend it or not. Events, you have gone for I don't know, BTS introduction of song event, and you want to recommend it to be organized again, all right? Or you want to make a review of the latest gadget, okay? Or electronical items, and of course, musical albums, okay? And all these can come out, only one choice. So hopefully, if it comes up the one that you like, then it's of your upper hand, your benefit. Okay, and of course, we can't live without our story. Now, again, story, pros and cons. Some students, they like to do story because you don't have to worry about facts. It's all from your imagination, your exposure to reading, watching movies, drama, and all. But at the same time, I would recommend story again for advanced language users because you need strong use of simple past. You have done simple past in Unit 1, was it Unit 2? Unit 2 or Unit 1? So if you have forgotten Argumentative, simple past, please go back to that Unit 1, download textbook. Past perfect, past continuous. So simple past, past perfect, past continuous, these have been covered by your teacher, Unit 1, 2, 3. So no excuse. But again, if you feel that, then you have article and report. Because the language is, for me, article and report. Report because you are reporting on something that has occurred. So a lot of simple past and past perfect. Article is usually about the present time, about the issue semasa, keadaan semasa. So a lot of simple present. Okay. Review for me, lots of adjectives, strong words. You want to recommend. It's like, again, when you go to Shopee, Live and all, the way they use the word, that specific word to introduce their product. You need all that. Okay. So back to story. Yeah, adjective. You need adjective to imagine your story. Okay. That's why I put there strong use of these 4 elements. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 elements. Okay. All right. Next. Okay. Now, what I have here that I am sharing with you is some common idioms, expressions, proverbs that you can use, you can memorize based on the topic covered in both our Form 4 and Form 5 textbook. So you have anything related to health environment, definitely prevention is better than cure, confirm. You have the favorite health in wealth. If you want something different, we have we are what we eat. So you look at the way I construct the sentence and how I put it together, you can use this, okay? Means and ways to relax and unwind, okay? All right, under consumerism, financial awareness, my favorite, cost a bomb. Okay, expensive. Costly, you can use cost a bomb. Don't change bomb to firework lah, dynamite lah, 3A lah, 4A lah, fish bomb. No. We must have respect for the creator of this idiom. Okay. All right. Money doesn't grow on trees. Again, if you have things about saving money, something about to be thrifty, berjimat-jemat, this is a perfect one. Pour your money down the drain. Maknanya membazir. Okay, you can use this when you want to review a gym or if you want to review the restaurant. I would recommend this restaurant as you will not pour your money down the drain as the food is affordable. Okay. People and culture. Now, for me, under people and culture, a lot of subtopics. Okay. So again, hopefully these 3 idioms can help you. Our favorite should not judge a book by its cover. If you want to write a story with moral value, this will be a perfect one. If you're making a review about restaurant, book, places, you can use this one. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So if you're writing a story, perfect. Best things in life are free if you're writing an article about school library. So I think Lembaga Periksa Malaysia highlighted, right, article about how to improve your library. You can use that. Okay, under the theme science and technology, again, my favorite, Cost a Bomb. And then you have review about the movie. It comes under value, moral value about environment. If you watch movies like what movies about environment, yeah, or stories about disasters like I'm thinking of one. You know lah, disaster movies lah. You can use this. Look after the land, and the land will look after you. And then you want to talk about a story of a person whom you admire. You can talk about as bright as a button. So there are many idioms out there. Okay, these are some. Okay, hopefully this will help you one day. Okay, moving on. Let us look at article. Okay, so we will look at article briefly. We will look at report briefly to help you. Okay, now again, we have a suggestion of number of words. Again, you notice the word there, flexible, means it's flexible. Don't be too rigid. Again, this is just to help you. If you don't like this, never mind. It's just to help you, okay? All right, so article, most importantly, you must have your title and your byline. Byline means written by whom. And then again, you have your introduction, the number of words and all. And then for your conclusion, usually article, based on my experience with students of the old format, they always have problem with article because they don't know how to conclude. So here I would suggest that you can do your conclusion by, you can express your hope for the future or for the topic, or share your positive feeling about the topic. So usually article is something about positive element sharing, berkongsi benda positif. That is article because it has the role of informing you guys or being informative. Okay, so again, to remind you that for your part 3, be it article or report and review, do not use contraction. For story, if it's a dialogue, then of course you use contraction. And again, you still have to use all these connectors and cohesive devices found in English Download page 41. Okay, now we look at this one article describing a trip to a historical place in your country. Okay, so if you notice that when you want to do your question analysis, quickly identify the R1, requirement 1, 2, 3 ataupun C1, C2, C3. How did you find that place? So how did you find that place? Ini ada 2 interpretasi ya. And I cannot say it is right or wrong. It's how you write it. So it can be, how do you get the idea to visit this place? Macam mana dapat idea nak lawat tempat ni? Or what is your feeling about this place? So it's up to you which one you want to take. Okay. So something beautiful, okay, about this writing Cefr is open to your interpretation as 17-year-old sebagai calon berusia 17 dengan 18. Jadi kami sebagai yang orang dewasa yang mengajar you, yang menanda kertas you, kami kena go to your level and understand. We have to be in your shoes in order to understand your writing. So we are doing the hard work for you. So you have to be nice to us, okay, the teachers and the examiners, okay? All right, so, okay, moving on. Okay, now, again, for students yang rasa blur, okay, how to start. So again, you can use model A, use question as P1. So ni question dia, your teacher has asked you to write an article. So your teacher, my teacher, has asked me, you, me, write an article on a trip to, so a historical place. So in your paragraph 1, quickly identify that particular place. Okay, so here, I put question mark. Okay, macam you tengok my cara kat sini, I buat to a historical place sebab I mentioned the place in the second sentence in my introduction for the school magazine. Guys, you should know the name of your school magazine because you should have paid for your 15 ringgit, 20 ringgit to get your pictures, okay, to be your memorable item when you leave school. So you should include there the name of your magazine, okay? Or for advanced students, you want to go for Model C listing. Afamusa in Malacca, short sentence. Georgetown in Penang, full stop. Kuching in Sarawak, full stop. These are the well-known historical places in Malaysia, and last year I visited Kuching in Sarawak. Macam announcing to the world lah. Advanced students, you can use this. Okay? Alright? So, when it comes to, again, elaborating, memberi contoh, memberi huraian, memberi penjelasan, explaining your C1, C3 or R1, R2, R3, again, these are the discourse markers that you can use. Okay, so you can go through this, choose the one that you like. Okay, all right, sorry, I don't masuk bilik. Okay, anyway, we move on. Okay, so this is one sample. This is what we mean by byline. Okay, you have your title, My Trip to Georgetown, by as in Faizura, your name. Okay, now if you don't want contohnya examiner to know your name, you can put another name, but don't use names that like, you know, I don't know, you put the name of one of the BTS members, because not say it's wrong, it's like obviously. So, you know, just put a normal name lah, a common name. Okay. All right. So I have nothing against BTS. Just citing the current obsession of young people with BTS. Okay. My English teacher. So this is your paragraph 1. My English teacher has asked me to write an article on a trip to a historical place for the school magazine. So my school, the name is Panduan. So I put there Panduan. Last year, I went to Georgetown in Penang. So for students who feel like macam, nervousnya, masa tak cukup, if you don't want to write last year I went to Georgetown in Penang, you boleh letak, write an article on a trip to Georgetown in Penang for the school magazine Panduan. Okay, tak ada masalah. Okay, as long introduction is there. Okay, and then you have your elaboration of your C1, C2, C3, R1, R2, R3 for your P2, P3, P4, and then your closing. All in all, so you express your hope you will come back to Georgetown. So you are quietly suggesting the public, the students of your school who's reading this article in your magazine to actually visit Georgetown. So here you express your hope to return to Georgetown in the coming future with my friends. Okay, now, if you notice that probably during UPSR, during PT3, you like to say, I would like to be an engineer in the future. So why not for SPM? I would like to be an engineer in the coming future. So panjang sikit. Because usually students always say, teacher, macam mana nak buat ayat lagi panjang? So these are the, again, small things you take into consideration. Yeah. Okay, so this is about your article. Okay, report. Okay, when it comes to report, kita ada this question lah. Okay, now when it comes to report, the format is different from article. Yeah. Okay, so I will go back to this slide. I will show this one first to you. Okay, now for report, okay, report you have in Form 4 Full Blast and also in Unit 7. Okay, Unit 7, download. So you have 2. Okay, now format for report, I base this on the previous format of the old SPM. Okay, the last batch SPM 2020 Pro Max. Okay, so they use this format and so far no problem. Okay, so I will show this first before we go back to the previous slide about the question. So you have 2 means kepada siapa, to whom are you writing this report for, and then you ada from, your full name. Okay, now when it comes to this particular part, okay, yang from ni, alright, you write your full name. Now you have 2 choices here. First, you write to, from, title, the rest of the content point, stop there. You stop at your last paragraph. Choice number 2, to, title or subject, paragraph 2 to 5, paragraph 1 to 5, prepared by, you put your name. Don't sign, put your name. So what I'm trying to say is for report, you have 2 choices which are accepted at this point, which is when it comes to citing your name. Choice A, you put here, and then the end of your report, it ends at paragraph 5 conclusion. Or you write 2, straight away write the subject. So it looks a bit like article, but you have prepared by your name down there. Now, my concern is the use of prepared here because prepared, I always got prepaid. So if you feel, you see, if you feel that it's gonna be a problem for you, you have written by, you have reported by. Written also can cause error because you might use only one T, or you might write RETUNED. You laugh, but I've stumbled upon such error. Okay, so you have so I know some of you Tanta you tulis by. You have to use prepared by, reported by, prepared by, reported by, prepared by, reported by, and written by. Okay, all right. So let us go back to the previous slide, the question. Yeah. So here, your English teacher means two. So your report here will be two. Puan Azrin Faizura, English teacher SMK Kapung. You can do that, and then go back to my question. Has asked you. So you there would be either you use from, choice A, or B, prepared by. So you write your name lah, or a common name, and then sites to visit for exciting online shopping experience. So this is about Lazada, Shopee, Go Shop, and semua tu lah. So that will be your title. Okay, and then look inside the box. You have what are the different types of sites that you know are one. What are the most popular sites? Okay, and why are the sites popular? Okay. All right, so reminder down there that include all the information mentioned above. Okay, excuse me. Okay, now let us look at the elaboration of your point. So in paragraph 1, again, you have the flexible number of 30 words that you can use. Okay, your introduction. And then you have paragraph 2, 3 and 4. It's not paragraph 3/4, just to look different. Paragraph 2, 3 and 4 is all about your R1, R2, your R3, which is what are the different types of sites, what are the most popular sites, why are the sites popular. Okay, all right. So you have that, paragraph 2, 3 and 4. Again, 65 words for each paragraph 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and in your conclusion, paragraph 5, you have roughly 25 words. Okay, so please remember for report, 2 ways. First, choice A, 2, from, subject, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 stops there. Choice number 2, choice B, 2, subject, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, prepared by name. Okay, I hope this is clear for you guys. Okay, next, we have suggested phrases, suggested discourse markers, how to elaborate your P1 introduction, P2, P3, P4. Okay, now for P2, P3, P4, again, it all depends on the nature of your content point. Dia bergantung kepada soalan isi tersebut. So, jadi you kena bersedia untuk fleksibel lah, tukar sana sini. So, this is what that I can suggest for you. Okay, introduction, the aim of this report. Okay, tujuan laporan ini ditulis kerana la 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 la. Okay, this report describes la 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 la. This report focuses on. Okay, so you introduce topic tu. Okay, contohnya, this report focuses on the sites to visit for exciting online shopping experiences. Short and sweet. And then you have information. Okay, kat sini susunan the organisation of point. You can actually have a subheading for your paragraph 2, 3, 4 or without subheading. It's up to you. Okay, kita tak ada kasih markah untuk tu. Kita macam tengok if it's organized, with or without heading, you will get your mark for organization. Okay, and excuse me. So for paragraph 2, you have your question, what are the different types? So you give your response to that. Okay, and all that. Okay, so discuss marker, la 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 semua. Okay, and then kita ada conclusion. Again, conclusion again whatever it is when it comes to writing, please remember your nasi lemak. I don't want to use the phrase mi goreng. Tak sama feel is nasi goreng with ayam goreng berempah and sambal kerang and all. So you use the suggested discourse marker for your conclusion. Okay, to conclude, to sum up and all that. Okay, alright. So kalau you perhati betul-betul, the idea of the discourse marker to start to end is almost similar there. That's why I say at this point you boleh tulis. It's just whether you want to write or not. That's it. Okay. Remember, you conquer the fear. Okay, moving on. Formal language, no short form abbreviation is allowed. If you can, you use passive voice sebab you melaporkan. And then the reason why you write report is to give information of an event that occurred. And you give suggestion or recommendation, perhaps how to improve the event to be better and others. Okay, now review. Okay, now when it comes to review, so please in case you have forgotten, kita ada choice. Choice 1, you do article. Kalau you dapat soalan report, you buatlah report. Choice number 2 is review. So what are the 3 important elements in review? So we have description, where you describe the product yang you review, and you give clear background information. So you are really playing around with your knowledge, experience, and imagination about this particular product. Movie, film, song, restaurant, food, drinks, and all. And after you have done that, you are going to discuss, give opinion about the product. Okay? And if you have spent, if you're talking about the benefit of the product, then you talk about the benefit of product. If you want to highlight the bad side, the bad things, the bad elements, the disadvantages of the product, do so. But again, you look at the question. Okay, now I would like to highlight the note down there. Now, when you do your review, you focus on one product, one movie, one song, one place. Okay? All right, and then at the end, you recommend, you give your overall opinion. Would you recommend people to go for the product, to go to the place? And why not? Just like Shopee and Lazada give the rating 5, even GrabFood have rating, star rating, right? So it's the in thing. So review is the in thing. So guys, if you want to go for review writing, make sure you have all this. Okay? All right, moving on. So for me, if you are planning to do review, these are the things that you need to prepare for. If you're reviewing a movie, for example, what would be the latest movie? My God, it's been a while. It's been ages since I watched my movie. I can't remember. Okay, yesterday my son watched again Train to Busan Peninsula. Okay, fine lah, I talk about that one. So you want to talk about the storyline? There is no more Gong Yu in the Train to Busan Peninsula. So talk about the actors and about the special effects. So if you want to talk about, for example, I live in Damansara Utama, so I want to review Cafe Starling Tuk Tuk Cafe. It serves Thailand food. I would comment about the menu, the price, the ambience. Okay, so French, yeah. So ambience means the surrounding. So when you eat at Tuk Tuk restaurant, do you feel that you are in Thailand, you are in Pattaya, you are in Phuket? What about the special offer? Do they have offer of the day, offer of the week, and all that? And if you want to review mall, so if I want to review about One Utama, so I live nearby there. So you want to talk about location. Does the location of One Utama suitable for all? What are the facilities provided in One Utama? What are the choices in terms of food, in terms of department store? And what about the staff? Is the staff friendly or not? Okay, now if you want to review, if you are given a question about a novel or a book, of course, the author. So again, background about the author, perhaps you have to create here and there. So again, that's why I mentioned that when it comes to review, it's all about your imagination. And you have to imagine the storyline for that particular novel. Is there any twist? Twist maksudnya, for example, you thought the murderer was A, was actually the A's father, Fuyo. And then creativity. Is it a story like, combination, clash of two worlds, like Lee Min Ho's movie, King of Eternal Monarch, Korean drama, but that's the only thing I can think of. Is it creative enough for you to read? Or like Harry Potter, when he had to push his escalator, push his thingy, that trolley into the wall. Is it creative enough for you? And what about the language use, that kind of thing? Okay, resort. For example, you want to talk about, let me think, Janda Baik. Okay, resort over there. Do you like the location near the riverside? What about the staff? What about the facilities? Do you have facilities untuk orang kurang upaya? Okay, how about the nature? Is it really 100% fully suitable for nature lovers, or you have to bear with the construction next door? TV show. What do I watch TV show? I don't know. I watch too much K-drama. Okay. I can't think. Okay, Friends. Can't think of any other TV shows. Friends. What do you think about TV show? If you watch Running Man, okay, fine, Running Man. What about the content? After that, Kwang Soo left, what do you think about the content? Is it getting worse or becoming dull? What about the concept? Should they change the concept of the Kwang Soo left? Host, do they need add more actors like Chow Yun-woo and that kind of thing? Okay. Concert, you watch concert, MTV live concert. Now they have virtual concert around, right? So you can make a review about that if you get the question for SPM. And of course, competition. You can comment about make a review about your Olympic recently. Okay, and of course the result and all. So those are the things that you have to be ready, and it's all around you for you to prepare if you want to do review. So lots of preparation, yeah. So again, when it comes to the layout of writing a review, you have this as a suggestion, and you have actually the layout to write a film review based on your Form 4 textbook, page 93, full blast 4, for more information. Okay, I think for Form 4 they did movie review. Okay, even the example given by Lembaga was the life of Phi. Yeah, so you have paragraph 1. Roughly 30 words where you talk about the background information about the item that you're reviewing. And then overview, brief summary. If it's movie, novel, song, you can talk about the synopsis, what is the song about. If it's a product of getting rid of pimples, so you can talk about the company that released the product and all. And requirement 1, 2, it depends on your question, because that will be given in your question. And of course, in your conclusion, you do your overall evaluation. Whether you recommend it, you give it 5 star, 1 star, 3.5, and your reason for that. Okay, so all right, so if you're doing a movie review, you can have phrases like this. The film is set in, this fascinating film is, okay. All right, so you have this. Okay, moving on. If you want to talk about the synopsis, the paragraph 2, if I'm not mistaken, so the plot focuses on the plot of Harry Potter focuses on Harry and on. Okay, all right. Then, again, these are things to help you to prepare for review questions. So if you're doing a book review, these are the words we expect to see. Okay, we have genre. Is it a thriller book? Is it a romance book? Is it a biography book? Okay, and then if you get a question about movie review, title, director, producer, again, genre. And if you get to review a cafe, you have to know the name of the cafe lah, location, and then who's the owner, the chef. You want to talk about sous chef, pastry chef, a lot, yeah. And type of food, you have Western, fusion, pastry, local, ayam geprek, and all those things. If you talk about accommodation, you can talk about the name of the place. It can be hotel or B&B or youth hostel. Location in KL, star rating, 3 star, 2 star, and what type of accommodation. Is it a resort, chalet, or apartment? And then event, if you want to comment about the online concert that you watch, who the organizer and all that. Okay, so these are the keywords, or we call it the specific terms that you must know. Okay, moving on. So this is one example of a book review question. Your English teacher has asked you and your friends to write a review of a book that you read recently, and you had just finished an environmental book. So this is under the theme health and environment. So you can actually, again, for me, right, honestly, writing is about having plan A, B, C, D until Z. So if you feel that, oh dear, out of 30 minutes, you only have 20 minutes to do your part 3 review, then don't be arrogant. Go straight to the question given and turn it into an introduction. Because remember, the focus will be on your content here, would be say what you enjoyed, would you recommend, and then you have to use this quotation from your friends as part of your elaboration. Okay? All right. Next. Okay, another question. You recently saw this. Okay, this is another type of question where you need to make a review about place that you have gone for food, for dining. Have you eaten out recently? This is definitely full of imagination. The name of the place, the chef, what makes the place special. So ambience, the staff. Okay, so lots of things. So here, you should do question analysis. Okay, highlight, say what makes the place special, C1. Have you eaten out recently? That one will be C1. Say what makes the place special, because have you eaten out recently? You name the place, the eating place, the restaurant or cafe, and you give background information about it. Okay, and then say what makes the place special. So that will be your C2, and would you recommend to the place to your friend and why? That will be C3, roughly like that lah. And then your closing. Again, your closing, because since you have would you recommend the place to your friends and why as your C3, in your conclusion, you can actually re-emphasize your recommendation, your star rating. So if you feel that alamak C3 dah ada recommendation, so in your conclusion, you mention about the star rating. So this is one of the ways you can tackle your review question. So of course you have action-packed detective film review. Okay, so this one is the same thing. You can come up with your own introduction, or you can use the question as your introduction. Again, it's your strategy. If you have lack of time, use the question as your introduction. Okay, and then you have the quality is okay. So be careful, because the presentation of the points, if it's in bullet form, then it's okay. But if lembaga wants to present the question in form of images, so you have to take note. Yeah, the images are actually representing the content point. Okay, so have you watched any interesting movie lately? Send us your review. Okay, so C1, what C1, what you enjoyed about the movie? Okay, okay, hold on. So for this one, hold on, yeah. Okay, I would go for C1 would be, okay, hold on. Paragraph 1 would be the introduction about that particular movie, the title, the director and all. C1 would be say what you enjoyed about the movie. So you as a person who watched the movie, give your comment. Okay, and after that, you can bring in the comment from your friends, which are the quality is outstanding, la 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 la, there are lots of stuff you can put that, and then you can have and actually, honestly, you can have these two comments from your friend as your C2, and then your C3, which you recommend the movie to your friend and why. So for me, for this particular question, you are free to play around with the organization of the point. Now, do you understand why is B1 B1 to C1? Because here you are free to move around with the presentation, the organization of the question. So if you feel that you're up to the challenge, then you should do review. If you feel that in case I don't have enough time, then you can go for article or report. Okay. Yeah. If you a review is about persuading, convincing people out there to share the same experience as you. So you have these phrases and discourse marker. Okay. You can refer to this. And then I am crazy about the sound effect. So you might think, teacher, crazy, is it informal? Actually, no. For review, we give allowance for that. Okay. I mean, don't lara, I am gaga over, okay, the boundary to that. I think crazy is good enough. Okay. All right. Now, you want to give suggestion how to recommend, how to improve the product, how to enhance the ambience of the cafe. You can do this. I would love to suggest to the cafe operator to add on background music so that we can enjoy fine dining with a cheap price, something like that. Okay, so you can actually do your comment by using the advantages, disadvantages approach, where you compare. So let me check. We compare about the points that show you support, you like the place, or disadvantage which you feel that the downfall or the letdown of the particular item, and you come up with suggestion. Okay. All right. So adjectives. That's why I say when you do review, just like story, you need strong adjectives, and you are able to show the difference between positive and negative adjective. Of course, when you talk about the good aspect of that particular product, you will use positive adjectives. Okay, so you have the list there. Okay, so if you have games, so perhaps you want to comment or make a review about the cycling event that involved our Datuk Azizul Hasni Awang. So you can say that the cycling competition was very engaging, was very engrossing, that until I stopped everything and just look and to find out who was the winner, something like that. Okay. Or you want to talk about the staff at Tuk Tuk Cafe were really courteous in welcoming us to the restaurant despite the hectic people coming in and out, something like that. Okay, so if you want to talk about the disadvantage or the not nice thing about that particular product, you can say that no matter how much I try, I find that the show was dry and unexciting. Dry bukannya kering, it means in terms of content, it's not fresh. Now I sound like a food review. What I mean is the idea in the story is repeated. You have seen the same idea from the previous season, and this season is the same thing. Or if you want to comment about the food, you can say is, instead of saying not delicious, you have things like tasteless, distasteful, flavorless. Okay. You want to comment about the attitude or behavior or the etiquette of the staff, you can say offensive. Offensive means perhaps the staff accidentally use words that offend your feeling. buat you rasa kecil hati. Okay. If you want to talk about appalling hotel, maknanya the condition of the hotel was really bad that the curtain looks as if it looks like my old bed sheet, something like that. Okay. All right. So we have come to story. Okay, for those students who want to do story, again, we have this, but for me, story is kind of difficult to actually, to be rigid about the number of words, because once you write a story, you just write. Okay, but bear in mind, these are the things that we look for in your writing of a story, which is your exposition, which is the beginning of the story. And you have your rising action, climax, falling action, which falls in the category of middle part of the story. And of course, resolution, the ending of the story. Okay, and you can see the number of words there, nicely suggested for you to decide whether you want to follow or not. Okay, all right. Just to remind you, close up Form 3, right? Because I don't teach Form 3. I think it's a Form 3 book, right? I think so. If I'm wrong, sorry. Okay, so if you refer to close up page 52, beginning is about introducing, describing people, place, time of a story. So it's actually setting the setting. Okay, and then you have middle, where you describe the action of the events or the things that happen to the people, the main character, or in the place in the story. Oh yeah, another thing. Again, based on experience with SPM, the old format, try not to have too many main characters. If possible, one, and perhaps one supporting character. You know why? Because you may not have enough time to finish the story, and that's what happened to most students. You have too many main characters. This is not Korean drama. Yeah, you have first lead, second lead. Yeah, you have story for the first lead, story for the second lead, and then argument second lead is better than first lead. No. This is only first lead. Okay, one character if possible, so that you can finish the story on time. You can use wonderful adjective to describe the event, the setting, the character, the feeling, the emotions. Okay. All right. Back to middle. Okay. Now the middle section may have 2 or 3 paragraphs if more incidents, events have to be described, and you can add twist or surprise element here if you want to. Again, it all depends on your time management and your pressure while writing, because you are not typing. If you're typing, if you watch so many movies about people who write story, they can type and delete. This one you type, delete, then your paper is torn. How? Okay, or you use correction tape until the tape is done. All right, so something for you to consider here, yeah. And then of course the ending, it's up to you. You can have a normal ending. You can have a hanging ending. So it means it's like you're expecting to have a season 2 or season 3, or you end it with a question to lead to the mystery. So it's up to you. Okay, now we go for Lembaga's question here. Your teacher has asked you to write a story for a school magazine. The story must have the title, A Dream Comes True. So when it comes to story, please read the question carefully. If it says must have the title, make sure you have the title at the top of your paper, your writing paper, before you proceed. Okay, now, again, it's up to you how you manage your point here. So here we have only 2 main content point, a description of the dream. So I feel that for the description of the dream, you can have it in both beginning and rising. Beginning, of course, you have to introduce the setting and all. And then the rising, where you talk about the dream and all. And then how the dream is achieved. For me, that particular point is elaborated through climax, meaning your effort, okay? Your climb to achieve the dream, and then probably you fail the paper, you couldn't get to enter the college, but you buck up, you retake the paper, and yay, you manage to get the dream job or whatever not, okay? So it all again depend on you. So that's why among all 3, for me, story writing is the most imaginative, the most creative, free for all, as long you make sure you have the 2 elements stated by the question. All right, so this is one sample taken from Lembaga Persamaan Malaysia booklet. Again, I would like to highlight the way to introduce your story. So we have here, this is under the category where you start your story with background information or describing the setting. I live a normal life with my family. My parents always reminds me to find money by myself if I wanted to buy something. Because of that, I work hard. So you're setting the information that perhaps your family, your parents are not wealthy enough. I mean, you lead a moderate lifestyle in the sense that, you have the money to live, but if you want to buy something extra, something additional, your parents said, you got to find the money by yourself. So because of that, I work hard. But this year, they didn't allow. Okay, there's an error there, yeah? Didn't allow, please remember. So this is another common error I would like to highlight, yeah? Didn't allow, so did not, okay? Did not here. Okay, so here you say, teacher, here they use short form. Okay, so again, if possible, use long words, okay? But again, because story is a bit flexible because it's a story, okay? But for me, dialogue, you use short form, okay? But I won't penalize this child. I'm going to penalize this part here. Didn't allow, did is already indicating the past event, not is presenting the negative idea. So allow should be in its natural form because it's describing the idea. Okay. All right. So what happened here is a background information or describing the setting of the story of this particular writer. Okay. Now, you don't like this way. How do you introduce the other way? So I have this to share with you. You can use action or dialogue, still based on the same question. Yeah. Hey, Leah, your favorite song is on now, said mom to me. So the song is from Westlife. So I'm not going to sing because we've been experiencing rainy season for quite some time. So I will recite. I have a dream, a song to sing, to help me cope with anything. If you see the wonder of a fairy tale, you can take the future even if you fail. So guys out there, you like to memorize English song, use that. Okay? All right? So I couldn't, the original singer was the group ABBA, but I don't know, I love Westlife, so old school. So Westlife, so I put that Westlife song reminded me of my dream that came true recently. Boom. I've used action and dialogue to introduce the whole thing. Then I move on. My dream, la 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 la. Or, do I have a dream? Can I achieve my dream? The questions were in my mind when I look at pictures of Big Ben and London Bridge. My dream back then was I wanted to visit London. Okay, so because this is a story, so past tense. But the question, I didn't use did I have a dream? Could I achieve my dream? Because these were the questions existing in the mind at that time. So I go for simple present. And there are so many ways for you to start to introduce your story. It's up to you. Okay? All right. I think we are actually approaching towards the end of our presentation. So now I would like to share with you your preparation. So like just now, I have shared with you what to prepare for your review. This is what or how you should prepare for your narrative writing. You buy your workbook, reference book, or you can use module Pusat Tuition Rakyat Selangor that we have. Look at the question for story and you can prepare your ideas like this. So what would be the setting? And you can write that, okay, nak guna dialogue ke, nak guna background information ke, nak guna question. And then you prepare your point. And then you have your exposition. So you're not really writing because I know it is a challenge to sit and write the whole essay. But usually what you can do is you plan. It's all about planning. When you want to prepare for your paper 2, what you can do is question analysis. What I have done with you with part 1, part 2 and part 3. You do question analysis. That is one way to prepare for your exam, to revise for your exam. This is another way for story. You prepare your points so that you try to analyze what does the question want. You try to include the requirement of usually the 2 requirement of the story in your preparation here. So you have setting, exposition, conflict, and then you have climax, all that and all that. Okay, so you prepare. So at the same time, you are practicing your sentence structure, you're practicing your simple past and adjectives. Okay, like for example, alamak, surprise, salah je. So betulkan. Okay, SUR, because typical as surprise. How many of you actually when you write, you speak? So yeah, okay. All right. Next, this is the simplest one of all. Okay. You just get the title of the story there and just come up with one sentence, or they call it one-liner, one sentence about what is the story about. Plan your characters. So remember that I suggest that if possible, one main character, one supporting character. Now, when I say the word character, it doesn't have to be people. It can be about dogs. So if you get a story about my memorable experience, so you have a memorable experience of rescuing a dog or a cat from the drain or something like that. So your dog Your animal can be a character as well, main character or supporting character. You can also plan about when, okay, the time and where location that particular event happened and why did it happen, okay? All right. I think, just to let Puan Hazami know, we are going towards the end. Okay. All right. Now, just to remind you what to do when you're doing preparation for your story writing, past tense. Go back to your unit 1, go back to your unit 2, go back to unit 3, download textbook, redo the task. You have your review lah, vocabulary lah, reload. Do that again and again and again until you get everything right. Okay? All right, for your past tense. All right, and you have adjectives. Okay, so here I always ask students to play around with synonym. Get one word, go to your internet, okay, and Google for synonyms of friendly, peaceful, beautiful, happy. Because if you use friendly, peaceful, beautiful, happy, this is considered basic word. This is your UPSR word. Okay, your PT3 word. So we want the low frequency word. Okay, so we have amiable, amicable, serene, tranquil, and all that. Okay, next we have, hold on, okay. All right, so next, how to make your story interesting. Again, go back to your Form 4 textbook, page 73, have a look at that. You can use adverbs, adverbial phrases like the one you can see here. Again, adjective, idioms. Okay, so remember in the first part of part 3, I share with you idioms. So a lot of idioms. So revise your idioms, okay? All right. Okay, another thing. Talking about idioms in writing, honestly, go for 2 idioms enough. Don't write idiom for every sentence. It shows immature in you trying to show off unnecessary things. Okay? All right. Remember, you must take care of your examiner's heart and emotion and feeling. Okay, try to make the story interesting for the reader. So you have, again, page 73, full plus 4. You have direct speech, okay? So means dialogue, okay? Ask questions and then exclamation mark, okay? All these involve emotions, okay? You have expressions, phrases. So you can refer to, if you can get your Form 3 textbook, page 93, all this. Back to our cohesive devices, because story involve events, sequence of events. So you have at that point, then, all of a sudden, as a result. So you can't run away from linking words and cohesive devices, either in review, either in story writing, or article or report writing. Okay. All right, now we're reaching the end of our presentation. So I would like to recommend 2 website resources, online resources for you guys. This is one of my favorite actually. So you can go to HTTPS. If you have camera now, get a camera, handphone, take picture. HTTPS//writers helping writers. Okay, so here it provides thesaurus for emotion. So they actually give you various alternative to describe relief, rasa lega. So that would be so suitable for me. Lega, session is over. So with a slow smile, I fall back into my chair. So part of your writing, okay, and others. So you can have a look at this. Okay. Since this is a YouTube recording, you can always go back to YouTube and refer to all this. No worries. Okay. Next. For those students who don't like to read, but you gotta read to improve your English, right? So there are 2 ways. Of course, you read books. If you want something not simple, something that's straight to the point, you can go to IELTS, practice.org, where you can read essay sample. Okay, I think you can actually type English Cefr samples and you get all this. And I think you should read. At least you can tell your teacher, I've read. Probably you can put this in your Nilam as well. So here, this is topic about online games, computer-based games. So at least you know, apart from online games, I can actually write computer-based games. Okay, and you read. Some people believe that games have hardly. Susah ke? No, hardly means rarely. So so at least it's short, but you are reading. You can use your handphone, you can check the meaning of words and all. Okay, so I think I have shared 2 online resources that I think will be very helpful for both students of all level and also for teachers. I think we have reached the end. Okay, by now, I hope you are ready to write through your fear, And if you are still staying on, there are how many of you? 297 means you are ready to face everything and rise to the occasion to face writing paper 2. And always remember the song from the group Trap, Headstrong. Okay, back off fear, you will take the fear on. If you like K-dramas, OST, you can go for K-drama, OST, Itaewon Class, Ganho, Guho, I forgot the, or Start Up. Yeah, those two songs and this song will help you to write through your fear. Okie dokie. All right. Now, most important thing, and I know I will be loved by all teachers in Malaysia is this one. Good writing is rewriting. Boys and girls, when your teacher said do correction, please do correction because it is proclaimed, declared in the internet that good writing is rewriting. I don't create this image, yeah. Okay, it's in the internet. Good writing is rewriting. Okay, I'm sure your teacher or in bahasa dah berbuih mulut suruh you buat pembetulan because it is true. Good writing is rewriting. Okay, with this, I end my session. I will pass the mic or the buck back to our moderator, Puan Hazami, for our Q&A session. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ashley, for the what we call that enthusiastic sharing. Okay, there are so many things, very informative information. Yeah, just now you have given to all the students. Okay, here. Okay, we are lucky to have you. Yeah, macam tak lepas nafas tau. Satu-satu all the sections that you develop all kan. Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much. Okay, ada soalan ke?
Okay, I just have to drink water a bit.
Okay, get a drink first.
Okay, all right then. Sorry, have to drink water. Okay.
Okay, the question. Okay, contractions, are they allowed for writing, especially for part 2 and 3?
Okay, okay, I will respond to this. Now, for part 2, it is mentioned in the criteria. I think I'll go back to my slide, yeah? I'll go back to my slide. Hold on, Finish up, No. Okay, hold on. Okay, yep. Okay, let me go back to this. Yeah. So based on the official Cefr document released by Lembaga for all of us, teachers and students, it is said that for email, okay, it's informal language because we need to provide the friendly tone. But for part 2 guided writing is formal language, which means short forms or contractions are not allowed. However, for part 3, when it comes to story, all right, we have to be a bit flexible because story, it involves a mixture of emotions, expression and all that sometimes students may use short forms. Okay, so if you may wonder in what way we penalize, honestly, because again, this is a new paper for everybody, but based on experience, if you use short forms, the least we can do is we kind of like regal line, we underline regal line saying that contraction not supposed to be here, but not to be the primary element to deduct marks, because we have, remember, 4 elements to consider in our marking scale. Perhaps lots of informal language used in part 2, part 3, but the child has achieved perfect content. In terms of language, okay, probably 4 or 3, and then perhaps for organization, a perfect 5 because it's very smooth flowing. Yeah. So again, it will take it will take some time to. The only thing I can say is when we guide our students, and so for students out there, let us stick to this. For guided writing, formal language, no short form. For part 3 extended article or report review, we go for formal language, no short forms. For story, dialogue, we allow short forms because it's representing spoken speech. Okay, spoken language. Okay, so I hope I've answered that question. Okay, so I'll go back to this one. Okay, all right.
Okay, is there any more question? Okay, from Shaista Sofia. Hi, for review, is it possible we can make up our own movie, cafe, etc.?
Okay, so let me, I should have highlighted the question from Lembaga, yeah? Okay, never mind. I show the question that I have shared with you there. We look at the nature of the question. Okay, so if you look at this, it says, for example, if it's a book review, yeah, that you read, and then
We
it's
can't see
environmental book.
we can't see the slide, Lynn. Okay.
How come?
Alright, nampak.
Oh.
Just continue.
Okay. All right. So if you notice here, it says a book, and the question have put a condition, reading an environmental book. But it doesn't mention the title. And then, as you know, the word environment is very wide. Are we talking about pollution? Are we talking about how to take care of our environment, how to take care of our living things, marine lifestyle, like marine living things and all? So this is where your question comes in, which is, can we create? So you will create a book that has the theme or plot about environment. So if you have similar question about a movie, for example, the next one, there, an action-packed detective film. So the question will put the feature. Okay, we want a film. We don't want romantic film. We want action-packed detective film. So this is where your question comes in. Can we create? Yes, you have to create a story, a movie, a plot that has the element of action-packed detective, like I know Fast and Furious. Okay, and then yeah, have you eaten out a place? So just now I remember when I gave my explanation, I just highlight one cafe near Starling Mall, which is Tuk Tuk. So I mean the Tuk Tuk place is there, but perhaps I have created information about it has 7-star rating, which is a lie, 5-star, that kind of thing. So the answer to your question is yes. You have to create the information and the data, make it very relevant to the requirement of the question. That is why question analysis is very important here, so that you are creating on the right ground. That is the most important thing. So an action-packed detective film, you are creating a movie that has the element of action-packed detective film. Okay? Alrighty? Alright. Okay, I will come back to the keep
Okay,
clicking the
that's
wrong
another
thing.
question. Is it okay
Yeah.
if I write more than what they want?
Okay, they here I assume will be the
More than
question. Okay.
more than
Honestly, there are reasons why Lembaga Periksa Malaysia put 90 minutes. If they don't put 90 minutes, you guys are going to write until next year, and examiners will have a terrible time, honestly, handling the marking. So you have to abide the rules, the restriction apply in the question, because it's applicable in life, okay? Where you can do whatever you want, but it has to be abiding certain boundaries and rules. So whatever you're doing in your writing is actually for your life. Okay, I give you an example. Not that I'm nagging like a grandma here, but it's just to prove my point. Okay, now here we go for review lah, yeah. Okay, review. Okay, we go for review. Say it says 200 and 250. So, because it's something that you like to make a review, and you have write 400 words, we won't penalize you. We will mark. But you have to ask yourself, when you write your review 400 words, does it affect the quality of your writing in part 2 and part 1? So this will always be an issue with the excellent students. You know, you have to have the maturity to strike the balance in terms of time management, content, elaboration for part 1, part 2, part 3. For struggling students, below average students, you may not have this issue. For you to reach 250 is a blessing, okay? And I'm very sure teachers out there, when you are dealing with students who are struggling with English, if they can write 250, you can buat lompat bintang and jump to the sky. Woohoo! Manage, okay? All right, so to answer your question, my answer is you have to abide the rule. We won't penalize, but you have to consider a few things. First, the quality of your writing. Are you able to fulfill all the requirements, the content point, the organization, everything? And are you able to check your errors and your slips in your 3 writing pieces? And you have to consider examiner's emotions as well, okay? Because I think with the pandemic going on, perhaps we are marking online again. All right? Okay, so that's my response for your question. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, one more question. maybe this is the last one, is it? How is the marking guideline carried out?
Okay, honestly, I have no response to that because SPM 2022 will only start next year. So there is no official marking guideline carried out. The one that we have is the one that is released by Lembaga Peperiksaan Malaysia. I think it's available online. If you go to Lembaga Peperiksaan Malaysia, they have released official document for the scale for marking for writing, which is considering the four elements. If you have the experience of marking the previous format, I know what you mean. You know that marking scheme A25, A19 to 20. What are the criteria? I think you are talking about that. None of us have that, and as you know, it's confidential also. But we don't have that. We only have the guideline of that Cefr 4 scales, that 4 element, that communicative achievement 1 to 5, organization 1 to 5, language 1 to 5, and what is the other one? I forgot already. The other one lah, 1 to 5. Okay, so that will be my response to your question. Okay.
From
story.
Ahmad Musta, can you explain the difference between story essay and narrative essay?
Okay, my point of view, not much difference. Okay, narrative is an official term actually. It's an official term for story. So usually when teachers give instruction, we always say, okay, we're going to do narrative or we're going to write story, yay. But actually it's the same thing, okay? Because when you narrate means you need to describe, you need to involve emotion. So all that is the same. So my response is, it's the same. Narrative and story is the same. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Puan Azami.
All right.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Teacher Aislinn, for all those information, the information that you've given for the paper, English paper, paper 2. Okay, so actually, okay, Alhamdulillah, actually, we have viewers from district lain, negeri lain, I mean from the various places. Okay, Alhamdulillah, thank you for joining us. And we believe that the information that you are getting this today, okay, and I'm sure that it helps all the pupils, okay, to answer both questions and have the clear picture of what to do and what to, what to practice, okay, besides having the information from the teacher alone at school. Okay, so okay, by the way, we call this, okay, all in all, okay, dah nak habis dah ni. Sir Hasanul Abidin actually has had focus, okay, all about the paper and elaborate all the, what we call that, each of the sections in the paper, similar as Teacher Aislinn Faizura just now shared in details the formats, tips to answer questions in paper 2. Okay, the paper 2 tu yang a tougher one, right? Because it's a writing part, 1119. Okay, paper 2. And both speakers also shared sample questions for the sections and how to answer the questions correctly, and also sharing with us the sites where pupils and also teachers, okay, can get some resources from there. Okay, so meaning that thank you very much for all the sharing we got just now. Okay, so viewers, we are really grateful for your time with us. Okay, for students, we hope that all the tips and information that you gain today would benefit you to answer the question, okay, for both papers. And I think maybe Sir Hassan, you would like to say something? Tak ada. For conclusion, Teacher Aislinn.
I think on behalf of teachers in Malaysia, I guess remember I mentioned the word fear. You have to conquer your fear, and you are not alone. Okay, I'm sure there are other candidates in Malaysia who have the same fear, but it's your commitment and responsibility to conquer your fear, inshallah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now I think for those viewers, ada kat sini ke tak ada kat sini, actually you can watch again this informative program, okay, untuk menambah baik lagi, untuk mendalami lagi apa yang dah apa yang kita dapat tadi, dan boleh ulang tayang, alright, boleh ulang tayang channel YouTube USTP Gombak, like dan subscribe untuk mengikuti banyak lagi program-program yang telah disenaraikan. Okay, so saya rasa okay, now for the conclusion, I would like to give our precious thanks, okay, to both speakers, Sir Hassanul Abidin and Teacher Ezlin Faizura, for the great sharing. Okay, thank you for your time. Okay, from 9 to 12:30. Okay, kita bersiaran hari ini ya. And also not forget unit sumber dan teknologi pendidikan daerah Gombak team, okay, who has been working very hard, okay, in the background to make this program a success. Okay, thank you very much, okay, for both teachers and also the team. Okay, uh, please viewers, please fill out the attendance link, all right, before you go away, before you leave us, okay, and you will get the e-cert, okay, for joining us today. I think with that, I end our program for today. Stay safe, take care, and thank you everybody. So I think that's all. Yang baik itu dari Allah, yang kurang itu daripada saya. Okay, terima kasih.